Oh my.
Actually?
You forgot about the other intro.
I did forget about all the. It's been so long.
I know.
It's been so long.
Well, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Align in the Stars. It's night shift, and it's time to do some pretty serious work on KITT from Knight Rider, the 1/8 scale model from Fanhome. What's up, Jody? How's it going, Ken? Let's see here. Buck, are you really ever here? My headphones died when I got on the way back from Wonderfest, and they never recovered for whatever reason. They broke, and so I'm on a headphone. So you're going to see me keep moving it back up because I got stupid fat face and tiny little ears. And yeah, so there's that. Let's see here. Who else is here? Hey, Keith, how's it going? Is that the final countdown? It is the final.
He kicked himself out of the studio.
Guess what I did?
Yeah, I know exactly what you did.
I hit the back button on my mouse.
I know you did. Oh, God.
I really wish you would say, are you sure you want to do that? Is it going?
Jesus.
God, Chase. We're off to a roaring start.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. This is me. Yes, Buck. Oh, man. Yep. Hey, Will, how's it going? I appreciate that. I know it's super late for all you guys. I emailed Mike earlier, and he's like, the fart that killed the video star. Dude, there's no way. Dude, no. My hand is now away. Like, I stopped. I went away. I emailed Mike this morning. I'm like, hey, I'm actually going to work on some the mods today. And he's like, cool. Here's some things like just to know since the last time you worked on it. And I'm going to be asleep. I'll watch it tomorrow. So, Will, thank you so much for sticking around and watching for a little bit. Steven, I appreciate you as always. Really appreciate you guys being along for the ride and watching this idiot do things on screen.
That's what she said.
No one has ever accused me of being a professional. And if you have, you are sadly mistaken. This is me. I don't glue myself as often these days because with time comes experience. But brain cells are disappearing at a faster rate than they're growing. So yeah, it's a travesty that you guys all get to watch live on stream. It's kind of an amazing thing. Watch as this monkey screws things into this model, and we're going to be doing some electronics work today. So I'm going to be leaning on my producer Todd today. So yep, not even professional pizza man.
That's all you've been doing. Tell them the story.
So since getting back from Wonderfest last Monday, not this Monday, but the Monday before last, on Tuesday I came back to work and I haven't had a day off since. I've probably worked maybe 110 hours without a day off now. I still have to work tomorrow. The reason I slept through the stream last week, I didn't really slip through the stream. I got home probably around 9:30, and I made the mistake of just like laying down for a minute and done. Didn't even eat dinner, just out, gone. So yeah, work. I work with a bunch of adult children who can't get along while I'm not there. Like the thing that I was worried about the most was like something was going to blow up while I was gone. Something blew up while I was gone, and it was basically just a bunch of like 30-plus-year-old adults, the leaders in my restaurant, all of my management team. They all decided to stop getting along and are refusing to work together, and I'm having to work my way around that. And what that means is, well, this person won't work with this person, so I have to cover this person so that this person can sulk at home. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I do say, really, really, really looking forward to it. My phone's going to magically not work. Weird. I don't know. Super strange. Oh, fuck. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. It's going to be a really grainy image. Hold on one sec. I apologize for the quality. It's not really grainy, but there's the infamous missing cat. There she is. Soji. Kitty, kitty. Yeah. So there she is. Miss the Jordan stuck on himself. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? That camera, man, I got to really do something about that USB cable. But yeah, no, Soji's home. She's been extraordinarily happy since I've been here, and she is gained all the weight back that she lost while she was gone. So let's see here. Will said, I still glue myself weekly with the Mallard build. Yeah, I mean, I still do it. I just do it less on camera. So Will says, looking forward to the weekend too. Currently in London, traveling back tomorrow. So weekend, the rest of model builds. Yeah, I got to get back to it. I have not. Jody, welcome. I haven't done the repair on the Razor Crest. That still needs to happen. The only thing I've built besides the Reliant, and really I'm still slacking off on that. I worked on stage 3 of Darth Vader, and then it was like 100 degrees here, and so like I was all fat and sweaty, and I just chose not to do anything more. I'm sweaty. But yeah, anyway, so I need to get back into getting a bunch of recording. I've got a bunch of stuff recorded. I just got to edit it, but with work being work, I just haven't had the motivation to do much. So anyway, that's kind of the update. I think I said it last week, but I do have the last of the Falcon parts. They are here. I have stage 100 here. Todd, I would like to talk some point in the next couple days. I'd like to talk about a program for an Arduino so we can do some sound effects, and I want to get the flicker on a cob strip for the engines. So that's that. I need to do a resin window session at some point. I'll probably just do that on Discord. Just pop into like a the model space in Discord and just do a bunch of resin windows. I haven't done any resin windows in a long time, so kind of need to get that done to move forward on that. So otherwise, that's pretty much all the updates. Today we're going to be starting with stage 38 of KITT. First, we're going to kind of go back and where I finished off. I didn't do the hubcap conversion, the magnetic hubcap. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And then
that's funny.
No, I knew it wasn't going to happen either. You know, I mean, with that said, however, for streams over the next couple weeks, like I've kind of reached, like after I do this, I kind of want to get back to working on the Lego Razor Crest. I'd like to get back to doing that. I need to start working on the runabout again, as I want to kind of get that out of the queue as well. You know, got a bunch of stuff we can build on streams, so that's kind of the plan. But I've just enjoyed getting back into building KITT. So today with 38 onwards, like really kind of the plan is get 38, 39. 39 is going to be assembling another wheel. I already have some hot water ready to go, so we're ready to go and put the wheel together real quick. We're going to do a couple of the hubcap conversion mods. And then in stage 42 is when we take the Alpha Circuit Pro from the Ultimate Electronic Kit from Mike Lane, and we start assembling some of that. We'll actually kind of do it a little bit in stage 40 when we start doing, it's either 39 or 40. I believe it's 40 where we put the speaker in. So I'll start with some of that. And really, it's just going to be sorting a bunch of the electronics, getting everything kind of plugged in, kind of working up through stage 43 is going to be the plan, because at stage 44, is it not August of 2026? Yeah, seriously. But stage 43 or 44, 44 is where you start building the wristwatch, and so that kind of seems like a good stopping point for me. I don't have any plans to stop. I can't speak for Kat. I'm hoping not. I've already bought her food, and we went to the casino yesterday, so I'm hoping that I'm not going to get interrupted. We'll just say that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with getting the hubcap conversion taken care of.
You know, you don't need to build the watch, right?
Oh yeah, I really don't, do I?
Yeah, it's not going to control the car anymore.
It's very true. Isn't that why I think Mike he just released the watch? I think, Will, you have it if I'm not mistaken. It's the box, the little case that helps.
Yeah, it's like a display stand.
Yeah, so that might be kind of cool. I might see if Mike's willing to send that over. I don't know how he's feeling about with all the tariffs and stuff. So, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, I just feel like it's kind of a good spot to stop. Yeah, I totally forgot that it's not going to control KITT anymore. It's got the remote. So cool. Yep, Will says if you do build the watch, Mike has a great stand. Yep, I think I saw that on your channel, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So what we're going to do, if you guys aren't aware of the hubcap conversion, what we do basically is we're going to take 5 of these little dots, and we're going to go ahead and drop them into each one of these spots, because what Fanhome wants you to do, or D'Agostini, or whoever designed this, is they want you to put screws in each one of the lug holes, and that just doesn't look good. And if you want to remove the wheel, it's just kind of more of a pain in the ass. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take care of that here in a second, with putting the little silver pieces in there. What we have in here are a couple of magnets. There we are, right at the very end. And you just take the magnet. It has a 3M sticky that I found doesn't stick very well when I was like messing around with the other ones.
Super glue.
Super glue. Yeah, that's the problem, is I don't have.
You don't have super glue?
I left the super glue at the hotel, or it must have got thrown away or something. And I haven't had a chance to get. Oh, it's okay, dude. Wonderfest is such a, for as prepared as I was, it's still just a breeze of things. Like when everyone's getting ready to go, like all of a sudden we're hugging and everyone's saying bye, and it's just like, oh. And I woke up in the morning on Monday and I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I knew sending it with Ian was a death sentence. I would like the JJ prize. I would also very much like Voyager as well, but not having them means I'm not going to be tempted to try to open the box and try building them. So for super glue, what I have is this.
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
Howard.
yeah.
Howard, thank you. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Amazing human being. Oh, Howard, exactly. Dude, you have this way of like just totally getting me off track. I've been dashed. Hashtag I've been dashed. I need to create a little graphic that pops up on the screen when I get dashed. Last dashing for a little while. I appreciate you, my friend, but save the money for yourself too, please. I know it's also high time. You got a bunch of stuff you got to work on. I've been lurking on Discord. I've just not been like super active just because I can barely watch TV. So I do have super glue. It's not much, but I do have a little bit. But yeah, so to finish the thought, I left my damn you, Howard. I left my the super glue. It must have got tossed or something like that at Wonderfest, and so I haven't had a chance to go to the hobby shop yet, and I really haven't had a chance to really do anything other than just work and try to rest up. The jet lag actually kind of hit me hard this time. I was kind of surprised. So, all right. I don't think it was the jet lag. I think it was just going right back in and like working a 12-hour day first thing back. Like it just.
No, you got to take the extra day. Come home and then the day before you go to work.
Well, that was the problem though. Is like those idiots. I knew that they weren't going to be able to freaking do it, and like. So here's the deal. As soon as I got off the plane, like, you know how you guys, like when you fly, you know how it is. Like when you have to go, you put it in airplane mode. I didn't really want to deal with Wi-Fi on the way back. Like I was just kind of like, whatever. And so I just didn't get any notifications on the flight back. Like it was just, I was watching Landman for like 6 hours. Fantastic. I finished the entire first season.
I want to see that.
Oh, watch it. Watch it. It is so good. Billy Bob is just,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Like really, really good. So I watched Landman, so I wasn't really paying attention. So you know how it is, like you land, you turn off airplane mode, and then your phone blows up. And when my phone started blowing up, it was nothing but bitching from my employees. They were like spatting back and forth, and it was happening live in front of me. And then while I'm walking towards baggage claim, I'm on the phone with one of them, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna quit, you know. Cretins. They're all cretins. I swear to God. Anyway, so yeah, that's what happened to me when I landed, and basically when I got back. What's that?
Just keep telling yourself, I love being a manager. I love being a manager. I love being a manager.
You know what's funny? I don't. I really don't. Not a fan at all. Not a fan.
Have you learned your lesson?
Yes. The problem is I'm in pretty deep. You know, like it's kind of like what I've chosen to do for my career. So the thing that I just the thing that I worry about the most is the what is it? Having to reset pay scale, but I think I don't need to worry about that right now. I just need to not do there. I've also heard that he was fantastic in Goliath. Landman is an awesome show. I definitely recommend it. I've been watching Yellowstone.
Shitty superhero.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of the Taylor Sheridan stuff. So like Yellowstone is what I've been watching. Really good. I watched the Sylvester Stallone one, Tulsa King. So they're all really good.
Put it
really
on the wheel. Put it on the wheel. It'll center the magnet for you.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
Just get the hubcaps lined up. Now pull it back off so the glue doesn't glue it on there. But at least it'll get it in the right position.
Perfect.
There you go.
There we go. And then we're just going to let this glue dot, the little magnet, sit there, and we'll let that cure up a little bit. And then
I agree.
it,
he says when they do that, you should respond in kind. If you kids can't get along, then I'll quit.
Dude, they have no idea what it would be like if I wasn't there. Like they couldn't get along for a weekend. Like they managed to get like 4 days out of the 5. They just couldn't get all 5, unfortunately. So
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I've been talking to IXO because I had some questions about when Dash and I were trying to order the rest of what's available of the Mikado train.
Yeah.
Would you like to be sponsored by IXO?
I'd love to be sponsored by IXO.
Well, I mean, it's your channel and it's lining the stars. It's not like it's starships, but they do have the WRX.
You know how much I want to build that.
I know. I'm like, but would that? You think that would be weird to build that on your channel?
I don't think so. Like I the thing that I struggle with is like,
you have a cotton swab.
I have one of the little spudger here thing that comes with.
No, get just a normal cotton bud. It'll flatten those down, and they're really good.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, because they asked me to provide details. They said they do it. Obviously, because I think they've sent Wayne stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just curious, if because I know you want to do the WRX. I know they would send it to you as a full kit because that's all they sell. Really. I mean, they have subs, but not very many.
Yeah.
And it would be something that you could fit into your channel somehow.
Yeah. No, I could fit that in and make it work because they do enough part work.
Will says, well, there's a star on the logo, on the Subaru logo. Right? Aligning the stars. There's more than one star. There's like 5 stars in the Subaru logo.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
I love it. Will, it's perfect. And that's the thing. Like, I build enough part works that I think I can get away with it. Like, I think I'd like to be known as more of a part work builder than a sci-fi builder, which, like, once again, it kind of goes back to taking a podcast channel and then starting to build models on it and then actually getting traction and subscribers. And so then you're like, I can't really change the name. And I love aligning the stars. And so I'm just going to have to make it work. And that is the perfect justification for it. So yes, Todd, that'd be fantastic.
Well, I will talk to them and give you, I might have to get some stats and stuff from you. So
yeah, easy. Got that.
Buck says, who gave Jordan glue again? Yeah.
Me. I know. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let that cure up on the spot. Like, I don't want to let the magnet like pull it off again. So I went ahead and did the same things on the other hubcaps. So let's go ahead and move on to stage 38. And we'll set aside the hubcap conversion kit. So Dash says the Impreza, you have to put the decals and then cut them. I'm not looking forward to it. Oh, how interesting. I kind of like that.
I wonder if he means like the side decals, and you have to cut them at the seam, like the door seams.
I hope so. That, like, I would love that. Like, the thing that I love the most about Kit right now is building a car part work. Like, I've done the starships and stuff like that. Now I'm starting to work on the Darth Vader, so the maquette. But actually, this is my first car, and I really love building the suspension, and I love cars. So
I'm looking at their list. They have the Alpine A10, a lot of European cars, right? Alpine A10, 1600, the Jeep Willys, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, the Peugeot 205, the Porsche 917, the Impreza, the Bugatti Atlantic, the Groutmaster, the Mercedes-Benz W196, the Peugeot 205 in white, the Porsche 917 Le Mans, the Eiffel Tower,
Buck's doing the Eiffel Tower.
Rally car, the red Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, the number 8 Mercedes-Benz W196, the Porsche 911 Carrera RS in yellow.
Oh. Ooh.
And another one in white, and then a Volvo 122S. Yeah, so I mean, like a lot of like little European cars.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
This says, yeah, exactly. You know what? I would rather do. I'm with Will. Yeah, Will says I'd rather prefer that than the rubbish you have the Skyline where it's pre-done and they don't line up.
Yeah. God.
Because of some little mistake here and there, you know. But
yep.
You know, somebody slaps the tempo on or it's misaligned or something, but that way you put the decals on, you know they're going to be exact.
Well, and that's the thing. Like once you've kind of figured out how decals work, you're able to, like, if you have the right stuff to make them work. Like I need to get the tool that you're using for decals, like a little eraser thing that you're using.
Oh,
the
decal pusher.
Yeah, the decal pusher, exactly. Like once you have that, and like the Microsoft, like the soft and the set, like if you got all the right stuff, decals go on as long as it's not AMT. As long as it's not an AMT decal, you're fine.
Well, I found recently that if you really take your time to smooth them out after you put them on, there's tiny little microscopic air bubbles and liquid that gets underneath them. But if you squeeze them, if you get them really, really squeegee them out really good once they're on, boy, the edge is almost invisible. So, you know, and then with a couple coats of flat, they'll disappear.
Exactly.
Buck says, isn't a 3-tiered kit like a 3-legged cat? I don't know. He's got 4-legged cats. He's got 2-legged cats. And he's got a 3-legged cat. Wait, kit.
3-legged kit.
Oh, Don says the Bugatti has the worst wheels. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks terrible.
No,
what
thanks.
What they need is like one of those old German Duesenberg coupes or something like that. Like just those classic old with the huge headlights and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not like Hitler's one, but like cars like that.
Like other ones, yeah.
Oh God. Buck says, wait a minute. First Jordan has glue and now knife. Where's the adult supervision? There is none.
She got here, but she went and laid down, so it's.
Well, it's better than putting her boogers in your ears.
It's true. It's very true.
Don says you'll just glue your fingers to it. Yep, that works.
Also very true.
Will says, if you saw the F-15, I did that. It had a 1 billion decals on it. I would love to do that.
Oh man, same.
And then they made a F-14 too. And I God, we got to get Agora to bring that one back. It's such a good looking build. Dash says the Alpine was good. I might get the WRC later if it trips me. But bought the Volvo, the Impreza, the white 911, the Alpine and 300 SL in red, the Eiffel Tower, and the Bugatti Atlantic. Jesus.
Wow, Howard.
The Duesenbergs were American. Well, then what am I thinking of? Don? Buck says he would build a Duesenberg. Yeah, excellent. Dash says I haven't done the Atlantic. Don told me the wheels suck. Yeah, I don't want to build any more wire wheels. So no Ferrari GTO, no Jaguar E-Type, no more DB5s. I am so done with wire wheels.
Yeah, the thought of wire wheels just doesn't get it twitching, so to say.
Yeah.
If you catch my reference.
I agree, Eric. Buck, where's the Eiffel Tower? I want to see some videos.
Yeah, man.
Did I say Eiffel Tower?
You said Eiffel Tower, yeah.
Oh, God. I got Rebecca on the brain. Will says, just going to wait for a couple builds to end and then potentially get the WRX from Mike. I did talk to Mike first about it, but Mike is basically, he's selling them almost for cost. I mean, he gets a jumbo price, obviously, for my XO, and then he's selling them nice and cheap. There's no money in it to ship it. That's why he's only doing it local. Like, it's within the UK. And they're too heavy and too big to ship. That's like $100 and $200 the cost. So spokes were bad on the Atlantic. Ooh. Well, I heard that it wasn't. It's not just that it's complicated, but they don't work. Like you have to bend them. They come straight, and you have to bend them.
Oh God.
In the shape. I'm pass. Yeah. Buck says the Eiffel Tower is in a box. I have too many kits going, but it will return. Yes, the Eiffel Tower. I love it. Dash says he could do the Route Master bus. The Route Master?
Root?
Root? Well, they do say we say router, like your computer router, and they say router over there. So I can't.
Oh.
Route Master? We say Route 66, and then trees have roots. I don't know. Yep, Buck did the bus. We all watched Buck build the bus. He enjoyed it. Filled it full of Disney characters. It was excellent. See, that's what's nice about Will. See, he's down there near Plymouth or in Plymouth with him, and he's like, I'm lucky I could literally walk into Mike's workshop and pick it up. There you go.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Maybe you just build it for Mike and give it back to him, and then he has a display piece. You make a little channel and you do your videos on it, and then you just give it back to Mike.
Right.
It's on loan.
Boy, this is a pain in the butt.
What are you doing?
Tempting to get this piece. Yeah, these headphones are terrible. This lined up and screwed together for the suspension.
It may be easier in some cases like that is drill the screw through the parts separately. So just the outside piece, drill the screw through that first, just so it has threads, and you can do the inside piece too if you want. But
the outside's totally fine. It's the inside that's not great. Got it. Okay.
Don said the spokes on the Atlantic were misshaped. Ugh, gross.
No, thanks.
After having to build the DB5, the fourth wheel, after not doing it for so long, it just reinvigorated my hatred for spokes. Dash said the bus was nice, just has a crap ton of screws on the outer skin. I did miss your message earlier. I didn't miss it. I just didn't throw it up. Will said that he's going to finish his kit soon, and it's going to go over to Mike's for video work. So he'll have
nice.
A world famous Knight Rider.
Excellent.
Yeah. Buck says use a hammer. It's easier. Nah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of kits where this would be a pin, which not necessarily easier.
Yeah, it's this part that is the problem. It's not like
it may also be easier to do that vertically, straight down on the desk instead of trying to hold it. So you can push down. There you go. Don says, or Dash says, maybe they fixed mine. Don, we shall see. Oh, I doubt it. Will says, I wonder if I could do something Wayne couldn't, a 24-hour build. It really depends on the car. Depends on the build.
It was a thought of mine.
Absolutely do the Eleanor in 24 hours. There's
Really?
just some that go together easy. The DB5, the Agora DB5s, I bet you could do that in 24 hours. Some just go together easier than others. Even the Lotus Esprit, the Wet Nelly. They're just, some of them just pop together. Don says wire wheels are fun. Okay, everybody that's watching, send your wire wheels to Don. He will assemble them for you. Free of charge. He loves them. Dash says, I'm still looking for my GTO 250 spoke wheel jig. It's in my mess here somewhere. Todd, did you get your parts? I did. If you're talking about the Mikado parts, the train parts, they just showed up today. Might even build them on the stream tomorrow. We'll see. I didn't go buy some wood. I wanted some wood decking to put inside the engine cab of the locomotive. But Buck sounds sad. He was waiting for you to stab your finger.
Huh. So sorry to disappoint. I can tell you what, though, this is activating my carpal tunnel. Something fierce.
Something fierce?
Something fierce.
Oh.
All right, got that through.
Dash says, yep, the Lotus can be 24. I agree. Lost my logo. Yeah, where'd your logo go?
Yeah, where is it?
Did you change it on YouTube? Because this pulls it from YouTube. Interesting. Dash says he got his today too. Excellent. I was worried because it seems like it sat at Charles de Gaulle for like 2 days, and I'm like, man, it's never going to get here. And then literally it shows up the next day. So it goes from Charles de Gaulle to here to me in 1 day. That's
crazy.
Dash says, if you saw, I got my I think he means AK play markers, not the full set. I have the full set. It will be here Monday. I did order that from Spain. He says, nope. Oh, weird. Why does it just say M? It should pull up your logo.
Ugh.
Hmm.
This sucks. Of course, one of the easiest parts of the entire stage. I'm just
do you have like some needle nose or some pliers or something you can use to hold that? Because the pinching you're doing with your left hand is going to make that hurt.
Yeah.
Do you have some pliers or something?
Yeah, I do.
If it's metal on metal, I'd put some tape on the pliers. Oh, okay, as long as it's the big piece. I didn't want you like launching it across the room.
Yeah, no.
Save your hand, my friend.
Yep. There we go.
Dash says it's funny. It got here from the same place the Oakley package is at and came through while the Oakley package has been there 3 days. I don't get it. Well, I know. Weren't they talking about this yesterday? That because wood is an organic, it has to go through more scans or something.
Really?
Wood models, because they could technically have things living in them. I don't know. Okay. Maybe. Buck says I'm taking all the fun away. Oh, I almost banned you. Whoops. I almost pulled a Ken. Taking all the fun away. We're apparently everybody here is trying to injure you.
Apparently. All right, this screw
is screwed.
We're gonna say it's in there well enough. It ain't going anywhere.
No, and it doesn't do anything.
So yeah. This is on top.
Eric says, do it, Todd. I don't know what he means. Do what? Which part? Wood bugs. Yeah. I mean, it's an organic material. I mean, if you're importing wood, does it count as lumber? Does it get tariffed differently? I don't know. Who knows how that works?
That's interesting.
Buck says, wait, I was banned. The chat isn't here. I don't know what to tell you. I just almost clicked the little hamburger thing that bans people. Eric says, ban the buck. It's only fair. I think Eric's retaliating.
There we go.
There you go.
Finally.
Good enough.
Good enough. Yeah, no, this whole thing is janky up here. pH 0 sometimes is not enough. There we go. There's 0, 0. All right. Now I get to do something else janky. Excellent.
What's up?
This sits on top like that. On either side, use GM screws right here. There we are. 3-in-1 oil. Remember last time I was trying to build this sitting like at the side. It didn't quite work. I did this. Worked much better. There we go. Tighten up the other side. Make sure that's moving a little bit. Perfect. And then this, fit in just like that. And then that goes right here. And we're going to do 2 more GM screws.
Will says he's wide awake. He'll probably end up falling asleep on the train tomorrow and end up in Penzance. Excellent. Buck says he doesn't use 3-in-1 oil anymore. He uses salad oil because it tastes better. Wow.
Oh my.
I think I'm just gonna order a little hot walk. You want?
Sounds like Aaron's in the background. There we go. Totally forgot to put the screw in on this side. Jumping ahead of myself here. There we go.
What, does my friend not like Sean Connery, James Bond, or was a DB5 hate crime? What are you talking about?
What?
He took it. We love that car. Hey, Donnie. Say hi, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie. What's up, Donnie? How's it going? Thank you again for all the printing you've been doing. Total rock star. Still have yet to take apart my 3D printer. All I've done is clear out the vat, and that's it. You're here.
It was
Here's
a
not here.
It was a shadow ban. Donnie says, not a problem, Jordan.
Yeah, sent him the light boxes for the Reliant build.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I thought you were talking about my friend that I know what you're talking about. Yes, he's slowly getting there. He's talking about the movies.
Oh yeah.
I thought he's talking about my friend that took the DB5 home. He's working on it. Slow.
You can see when he goes on a particular tangent.
Well, he's trying to remember like groups.
Right.
Like I had to remind him about like the entire MCU, right? All the Marvel movies. But like he'll go and see Star Trek, and then he'll see Star Wars, and then he'll see like Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, things like that.
Right. Exactly.
Things like that, and he grabs them and you know. Buck says, by the way, Donnie, your DS9 should be on its way tomorrow. Dash says, Buck, go play with your Woody thing. And Buck says, much faster than Jordan's.
I was about to say.
Will says, I'm sure some thumbs up are missing from this stream. Go show it some love. Be nice to the button, but yes.
Thanks,
Stroke
Will.
it nicely.
Pet it. That's so janky.
I feel it looks like you're not on the screw. You're just randomly jamming it in there and screwing.
No, it's in that. It's these two. You put a GM screw on each side, and I just don't feel like.
Donnie has a question for you. Is Lake Monster going to make the STLs for the Reliant mods available or just printed parts?
Just printed parts. But stuff like the light boxes that we're using, and then I can also send you like the stuff that I have printed for Ken and that I've used. So for instance, what was it that I printed? So he's going to send all of these. Like these are all going to be part of the kit, like almost like a fruit pack. And then what I have sent is like part of the light boxes and some of the other things for that. Those are going to be done as like just I think Will said he's going to put them up on Cult 3D Cult 3D, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll just be available for download. But I got them, so if you want them, let me know. So yeah. Okay, that incredibly fiddly stage is over with. Oh, Soji.
Wow. Very talkative.
Are you hearing her meow?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's new.
Did she not talk before?
I mean, she would, but not like this. Like like Kat and I are like, did she get a boyfriend while she was out? Like, so
Is she pregnant?
no, she is fixed, thankfully.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, no, very
Is she
good thing.
sore?
What's that?
Is she sore?
Not that I know of.
Is she walking?
No,
You know, all those neighborhood bro cats.
that's right. But yeah, no, she just sits in the window and just meows out of the world. It's hilarious. This was a total pain in the butt. But I remembered how to do
Donna asks, Jordan, what 3D Falcon parts are you going to use on your Falcon?
So good question. For that, like I'm still a little on the fence. Like, really, I kind of want to do the custom engines. The interior, I'm totally happy with what I did and where I got with it. Like, the interior is not going to be really looked at. So, I very rarely feel like I'm going to take off the front or the top. So, probably just the cockpit. And I got to think about that soon. Like, one of the things that I've realized over the last couple of days is that, like, I've only got ideal painting conditions for like 2 months. And otherwise, I got to do it at work. And I really don't want to lug the Diag Falcon to work and back. Like, that's just not a thing. And so, I got to quickly get it done. And like, I've only got 11 stages left to build. So I'm just kind of like, I kind of need to talk to Todd, get the plan for the Arduino that we're going to be adding to it, and then I also got a plan for the cockpit. So I'm going to replace the cockpit, and then everything else is going to pretty much will be stock. I had not planned on modding the Falcon too much other than just paint job. That was the plan. So the fact that I'm even contemplating the cockpit is kind of like, really? But
I sent you the photo etch for the engine grills, right?
That's correct. So what I do have, I'll show you. Todd sent this to me way back now. It's been a while now.
I had 2 of them.
Yeah. So
no, I sent you other stuff too. Didn't I send you the gun tubs too?
No.
I thought I sent you a couple of them because I know I was just not going to use them.
Yeah, no, just these. This has the for issues 91 and 96. So the photo etch, and then it also has you can choose between the 2 different exhausts. So that's what that is. Yeah. So that's that pretty much. Well, and then the cockpit. Otherwise, this is going to be a full paint job, and that I've already done the bottom and all the decals, and now I just got to do the top and the sides and all the rest. So yeah, she does. It's funny, like, that was a nightmare. Yeah. That was a nightmare when she was going into heat. She was loud. I bought earplugs so I could sleep at night. And then
maybe that's why she keeps me on out the window, is because she misses her boyfriend.
Could be. I mean, I don't know.
She's like a little broken cat. She's trying to get her drug boyfriend to move in with you.
Right. Oh God. No thanks. How does this go in? It's just like that. There we go. Locked on the little spot. There we go. Then we're gonna grab. I noticed you painted your
I don't even know why.
Yeah. I was like, why?
You can't see it. You purely just can't. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Don says it's what I'm debating right now. Maybe the cockpit and the engines for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've seen those people that have done the fully like detailed interiors, but it's just like opening the hood. Like, are you really ever gonna want to pull off the top? Like, maybe if you show somebody once, but even then, for the majority of the time, at least in the beginning, I'm gonna have to wall mount this thing. It's gonna have to be flat on the wall, and like, I'm not gonna want to take off the top. It's just not gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
So I you have to kind of think realistically about it, like, how is it going to be presented? And like, I keep getting a little like leery that KITT doesn't have its engine in it, but I'm also like, who cares, dude? Like, you'll get him eventually, and if you don't, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier, Jody. We don't know where his logo went. He said it in YouTube, and it's not pulling it for whatever reason.
Super strange. That turned out great, by the way.
That was fun. I mean, that was a little. You just have to get. I mean, obviously, it's the artwork is AI, but you have to get it just right. You have to prompt it just right. That was probably the 30th version I made.
Oh wow.
It's like Suno music. You gotta keep tweaking it and tweaking the prompt to get where it is.
Remember when you were doing that for Cat?
Oh yeah, it'll make some weird shit. You gotta be.
Okay, that was an incredibly long stage 38. So let me grab my screw box here. Good Lord.
Will's asking, are you going to assemble the wheel before putting it in the tire? I think you already did, didn't you? You already made that wheel.
I haven't made this one yet, so I need to do that next.
Do you have hot water? Oh yeah, no, we got to use hot water. Definitely on these tires. Yeah, and I mean really hot wire. KITT for whatever reason has super hard rubber. Did he save it to his channel? I have no idea.
What's that? BP.
Because you have to, I mean, if you do it, you have to change. You have to save the change. So I don't know.
Okay.
Dash says he hasn't opened the interior of his Diag Falcon for at least 6 years, but he said drag, which I think is funny too. His drag. No, I'm the same way. I my DeLorean. But I love my DeLorean. I spent so much time and effort and everything getting it done. It's been sitting on the shelf since 2020. 2021. It's been sitting there. I haven't opened the trunk. I haven't opened the hood. I haven't turned it on. Well, I've turned it on a couple, but
right.
It's just that's how it is.
Yep.
It was a nice take on the tree. Well, Jody sketched a logo for him, and I liked it so much that I just tweaked it to have a Navy anchor instead. So, but it's still falling. It's still crushing his garage like trees do.
Right.
People like hawked it to fix the garage. It's right. Des says, I found it easier to build the rim first than push it into a hot tire. Yeah. But it's a 2-part rim, so I mean, I don't even know if did I soak mine in hot water? Did I even mention that?
I think you did, yeah.
Oh. Josh says I'm going to have my cargo hold cover off so I can show off my fiber optics and lighted interior. Cargo hold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when you were lighting that. That was super cool. Pre-did my water before the stream. I was prepared. Oh. Professional.
Speaking of Slotty Gambler.
Yeah.
She went on a month tear and then hasn't posted anything for 2 months.
Uh-huh.
What's going on with that?
Good question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think it was taking some of the fun out of it for a little bit. I don't know.
Losing?
No. Like the whole recording process and then editing it. And it was it got to be too much. She's got a bunch of footage, just needs to be edited and released, and so she'll get there. But yeah,
more fun being a gambler than a YouTuber.
What's that?
More fun being a gambler than a YouTuber.
As one does.
Buck says you can only lose so much playing slots. Yeah, eventually you have no money. You borrow some money and then you have no money again. Then you borrow more and have no money again.
Last night she had a really good night. So
Was it as good as the third spin when we went to in Kentucky?
No. No. That was wild. I've thought about that several times. That was wild.
First time it's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
See, he says if you assemble the wheel now, you don't have to fight squishing the rubber together. So he's saying build the wheel and then put the tire over the wheel instead of trying to squeeze the wheel into the tire. I guess you could do it that way too, as long as it'll fit over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Although, I think I'm ready to go now.
Dad says he was a little like a broken Jordan when he scratched off. Yeah, he bought a lottery ticket like a scratcher yesterday, or it was the day before, and he won $2,000.
It's freaking nuts, man. I
Right?
love that.
I used to play scratchers like crazy. Dash says, did he use the teepeed water again? The teepeed? The teepeed?
No, I actually full on boiled a pot of water and then put it in my decal cup that's insulated, and so it's just been sitting like super hot, like too hot to touch right now for a
you
while.
just reached in there and get it. That's how you know you work in a restaurant. You've already burned your fingers, all the sensitivity out of your fingers already.
Pretty much, yeah. Like this is hot. I can tell it's hot, but it's fine. There's nothing.
You know, there's people that put it in the water and then microwave the whole thing, right? Tire and all.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's not going to listen to us. Will.
What?
About building them with a wheel first and then putting the tire over the completed wheel.
Oh yeah, no. No.
But
Why would I?
Cold water this time. You think he saw ice cubes because he has no feeling in his fingers. He works in a restaurant. He's burned them all off. Probably has no fingerprints anymore.
That would be awesome. I would have a different career path. Very different. We're just getting that lined up. There we go. Nope. Maybe Will's method would be better. You know?
Keith is taking off. He's saying that all. Good night, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Will says each their own. He's just going to sit here and watch you struggle and enjoy it.
I'm not struggling. You're struggling.
Buck says, did he use Earl on that screw? What is that? Is that oil?
Oil? Oh, no, I didn't. It'll be fine.
He lives for the danger. Glue, boiled, cut fingers. Yeah.
It's true.
I'm serious. I've watched, you watch these people and they'll like bring a plate to your table and like, watch out, the plate's hot, and they're using their bare hands. And I'm like, you don't feel in your hands anymore, do you?
Well, consider this. Like I work around 4 ovens that are 550 degrees, and I'm reaching into them multiple times a day, every day, and have been for 20 plus years.
How do you still have hair on your arms?
It's very faint. What's funny is if you look at my tattoo, my Metallica tattoo, it'll focus up. These light spots here and along here and stuff like that, those are from burns. Like, oh yeah. Like there's been times where I've burned my arm and you could hear a sizzle. Like you hear your skin sizzle. And then you smell it. Horrifying.
Oh yeah. No, I know that smell. I know that smell.
Yeah. I know you know that smell.
Eric says, Jordan, the first stash house you could hit on your new career path is in Illinois. Lots of Disney stuff outside. Yeah. He lives in O'Fallon.
That's I have his address.
Perfect place for the felons to go. O'Fallon.
O'Fallon. Oh my God, I love it.
Buck says it's decoys. Buck has a decoy stash. You think this is the real one? Donnie says, are you implying that you would have a less honorable career if you had no fingerprints, Jordan?
No.
Are you saying his current career is honorable?
No. I sell people $40 pizzas. No, it's not honorable.
No.
I try to talk you into 2 of them. You sure you don't want 2?
Watch out for the old guys in PJs. It's funny.
All right. That's together. Now we're going to go ahead and do...
And you managed not to lose the valve stem.
I did, yeah. Like, actually, valve stem is still in there.
There you go.
On all 4, actually.
Actually?
I am proud of myself. I'll get these dropped in.
Eric says, I would have said Canada, but that stash house has a hip on a retired Army moose. That's true.
It's true. House hippo. Oh my. Okay, you're just going to go over to that one then. Apparently. You have this device, Jordan, called tweezers. They place things precisely where you want them to go.
Dash says $40 pizzas they made with edible gold glitter sprinkled on top.
No. We have a pizza that's like $50.
Well, it says made in Seattle. That's why.
Yep. It says homegrown pizza because, you know, the whole homegrown weed thing, you know, tongue in cheek.
Mm.
They thought they were real clever.
Oh, God. Is Buck talking about his pants? He says this one has about 49 goofies, I think he means, and a Mickey or 17.
Oh, my God.
That'll scare away anybody. That's how he keeps his stash safe.
That's right.
Goes out there with no shirt and his PJ pants on.
All right. So that's almost done. We're going to go ahead and grab.
Donnie says it's Seattle, Howard. There's edibles sprinkled on, but they ain't gold.
It's true. Very
I'm
true.
surprised somebody doesn't have a weed pizza.
They've tried. It's super, like, of all the legal weed in the country, Washington is the most regulated. Because of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
So they, like, when it comes to edibles and stuff like that, there are very, very, very strict rules. So, and it has to be like handled, and it has to be approved by what's it called? The FDA. So super annoying. All right. We'll go ahead and do that one more time for the other hubcap that I haven't done that with yet. Screws are good there. We, like, when it first got legalized, we were tossing around an idea of doing it, but quickly figured out that would not be cost effective, if you believe it. Well, there are like coffee shops around here if you wanted to get like weed infused coffee with your coffee. That'd be cool. Don't want to try that though. Something about an upper and a downer at the same time.
Will says,
like,
did you get a mysterious 5 hubcap? No, you have them off to the side, right?
Yeah, I have them off to the side. One is attached, and then the other 3 I hadn't actually put the magnets on just yet. So I wanted to go ahead and take care of that today. So I'm just kind of letting them sit off to the side for right now.
They will hold on while it's on display, but not while you're flipping that thing over. So I would just keep them off.
Oh, okay.
It's a very, very light attraction magnetism. So they just leave them off until the end when you're done. And pop them off.
Okay. Sweet. Then, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to take the OM, Put the washer on it and then drop it in the wheel. And get the fourth and final wheel on this bad boy. There we are. Screw in there. Got our pH 0. No.
Probably want to pre-thread that screw too. I always try to pre-thread my wheel screws so that you make sure that they, you know what I mean, just drill them into the end of the. It's easier just to have the threads pre-made before you put the wheel on.
Yeah.
For the wheels at least. U.S. and the U.K. had a fifth hubcap for some reason. No explanation for it. Oh, us in the U.K. had a fifth hubcap. Oh, weird.
Weird.
I did not. Jody says there's 30 stores in his city to buy weed, but not one place to buy models. Boo!
Oh, God. Let's go ahead and set this up on the side.
Oh, that's true, too. Dash says rolled gold weed infused dough. Probably couldn't do it because they would all have the employees baked from the pizza oven and they'd have the munchies. Can you imagine how high everybody would be? Just cooking it?
I would, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I have actually worked with people that have been high on acid. And
yeah, getting the oil.
Things.
You're right, Buck. He's just non-oiling anything. He's just wrenching stuff in there.
I oiled this. I did.
Buck doesn't seem to think so.
Well, he's probably right. You guys are watching what I'm doing. I'm not. Certainly, I'm not.
Schmegging my holes. Wait a minute. What? What?
Love it.
Oh, you okay?
Oh, the pre-threading was glorious. Look at that. Look at you. All right. Fourth and final wheel installed. All right. It sits flat.
Now your kits and cats all have four wheels, legs.
Amazing. All right. Let's go ahead and get all of the screws put away here real fast.
Jody's reminding you just real quick, don't forget the heat shrink, because he always forgets the heat shrink.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Will says clearly likes to go ahead and dry. Oh.
Sideways
That's
too,
what she said.
just a little bit, you know.
Buck says if it's not on camera, it didn't happen. That's why. See.
Good point. Yeah.
Dash says I laugh when you play that. You okay?
Oh, you okay?
Where's the AM screws? Where did I put the AM screws?
I protest. I am not a merry man.
I'll just put them just like that. There we go. That's what we'll do. All right. Let's go on to the next stage. Stage 40. And then we'll start actually doing some of the electronic stuff. I put I had KITT up on my workbench for quite a while after did the stream. What is this? Oh, that's from the mod. I was like, there is a black piece, like a metal piece here, and I'm like, it basically matches with everything that we've done here. It's the little thing that holds the magnets in place for the mod. Had a brief.
Oh, it's you can pull the covers off.
Yep. I had a brief brown pants moment there.
But it's easy enough to put your fingernail into the bowling ball.
Yep.
Buck says you see in his videos he actually uses the oil on camera.
Wow. How nice for you. I always say make sure you use oil where appropriate. Oil yourself appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As one does. Looks like we have a piece of looks like a roll bar. Yep, it's the anti-roll bar.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and flip this bad boy over again. I almost want to break out the pad.
Nah, you don't need it yet.
Yeah.
I would say yes if you had an engine, but no.
Good point.
Because it would rest on the plastic intake, air intake, and I always had to lift it up. But since you don't have an engine, you don't have to worry about that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now, routing all of these pipes and tubes, though, later, gonna suck. But whatever. No big deal. All right.
Yes, Dash. Don, that was a clippable moment for sure. Buck says just roll the model off the table. It hits the floor. The hubcaps come off, along with various other pieces.
Yep. Things that you might want to not have that happen to. All right, we're going to take these two little pins, drop them into the end of the roll bar here. Not roll bar, but anchor tubes, is that what they're calling it? Yep. So into the roll bar. Then we're going to flip this over. Did I get this right? I did. We're going to put 2 BP screws. But yeah, I had KITT up on my workbench for quite a while, but then I just couldn't control the dust anymore, and so I finally had to stop. Put them away.
I got a little a little wireless rechargeable keyboard vacuum, and it has like a wide brush extension and a narrow brush extension, and it's great for models and Legos. It's got like 3 speeds. It's a great little thing. It's loud. It works really good.
Okay, keyboard vacuum, you said?
I can send you the link. I think it was like $40 or something. USB chargeable. It's a great little thing. Dash says this model does not have turbo boost modifications installed. No,
unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean there was some diagrams that showed like rockets basically either in front of or just behind the wheels on the schematics. You know, does not happen. Buck says I didn't know they offered KITT as a curbside model. Yeah, this one's curbside for sure. Will says I'm heading off to bed. I hope to manage to get my train later. Not up in Penzance. Good night, all. Good night, Will.
Night, Will. Thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate it. Really do. Okay,
I was looking through the 9 stages of the 9 packs of the train online, but I only have pictures for some of it. It looks like we're basically building the cab, the smoke generator, and then I don't know what's in the last 4 because they don't have pictures. I have to open the box.
Oh, no.
Don says, post a picture in Discord for the back if you can. I will. Hang on. Let me. The Amazon special. It's got a 5% coupon, so it's like $50. I will get the link anyway. Hold on. Great little thing. Works great.
Thought about getting a deionizer for the room, but not a big fan of static electricity. There you go.
A deionizer.
Yeah, like it's like an air purifier, and then it takes like negative ions out, so it basically keeps dust from building up. They say.
They say.
They say. These are probably GM screws.
If you ever were in bars when they had those huge big boxes on the wall of smoke eaters, when people used to be able to smoke in the bars, you just get one of those.
The thought. Look,
they make ones for because you're going to have you dander and cat dander and other cat dander,
and other cat dander,
plus the dust, which I imagine most of the year you keep the windows open instead of trying to use heat or cooling.
Yep.
And so all that crap's coming in and pollen, and you just need to little room purifier. I got one for Rebecca. She loves it because it cuts down on. She's allergic to dogs. She has a dog, so it helps. Don says I could use one for the ships. Yeah, it's really good, and the bristles are real soft, and they have a real narrow one. It's maybe an inch across, so it's got like a little itty bitty hollow. It's basically bristles with a hollow center, so it can suck the dust up. So you just have to disturb the dust. You don't have to like stick it down in crevices and stuff. It has a crevice tool, but you don't need that. So you just have to kind of just disturb the dust, and it sucks it right up. I put it in the tool time channel.
Excellent.
Dash says, test the electrics for the train. I might do a few parts tonight based on how fast ET goes together. Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to be building tomorrow? Let's see what's on the schedule. Titanic is #1, but I am not ready for Titanic.
As soon as you said Titanic, I'm like, oh, he's not building Titanic.
No, because I need to find, there's a bunch of parts that need to be painted. And I need to, I might practice with some of the parts because I want to change the parts of the forecastle parts, Folksel parts.
Folksel?
Yeah, I did some more research on like the colors of the steam engines versus the winches versus the capstans, things like that, and I think I'm gonna update a few of them.
Nice.
Buck says might need one of those for the bench as well. It'd help me lose screws more often. Yeah.
Okay.
And, Don says rig it. Well, you don't rig it till the very last stage, and I'm on pack 23, so I got a whole other pack after that. This stage is all about you're putting benches on the poop deck, you're building the last couple cranes.
Deck.
God, you're not even putting the decks on. But there's so many little things that need to be painted. Like you got to paint the bases of the crane bases down inside the well decks. Those need to be painted orange or rust. I have to paint my benches. I have to paint the bollards. I have to paint the capstans. I have to paint the fair leads. I mean, there's just tons of stuff that needs to be done, and I don't feel like doing it. Yeah, so I'm not, and rigging, that's a whole nother monster altogether. Dash says, moment to eliminate the dust, making cabinet shelves with glass doors. Hopefully that's my thoughts. It does make a huge difference. I have these 3 big IKEA bookshelves that I keep my stuff in. My display stuff, and it really, really makes a difference. Buck says, build the rocket. He means the Stevenson rocket. I am not anywhere near ready for that because that's a little Okri wooden kit. You could build a rocket or another Nookie. No, I'm probably going to end up building the train tomorrow because I like trains, and it's nice and peaceful, and I don't take pictures of it. But I would. I should go to the hobby store tomorrow. I have to get an oil change done anyway, and I don't work tomorrow. So maybe I'll go up to the hobby store and see if they have some wood decking that I can throw on the train. Just cause. You can build a rocket, another Nookie. What's that? Is that Nookie behind Jordan? That is a Nook.
That is, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's not going to stand there well because you don't have the battery box. It will stay if you line it up just right. Like when you put the tabs in, hold that end from the inside, and then once you lock it, it'll stay there, but not well.
Should I really worry about that?
No, I don't. Mine's gone. I don't even have mine in.
See ya. Okay.
That's where your power wire is going to come out anyway. Unless you're putting it on a mirrored base, nobody's going to be able to see that at this thing anyway.
Nope. We're going to put in our speaker enclosure.
Don't bother putting the stock speaker in.
Nope. I went through as well today when I was on break.
Mm-hmm.
And do I need to screw that in? Or get screwed in later. Okay. When I went through on break, and I read through the instructions from Mike Lane and how to.
Well, the other thing is too is they're going to make you unscrew those 2 screws because they're going to have you run all the wiring from the chassis, the interior, underneath, around both sides of that speaker housing. So between the housing and the post, they're going to have you run the wires on either side of that. So there's no point in screwing it down right now.
Okay. Perfect. And then these are the little blocks that it sits on. Do you recommend using these?
I don't use them.
Perfect. It's got wheels.
So what they're for is to prevent people from putting too much pressure on the suspension, right? So when you put the interior in and when you have to screw straight down on the chassis, and it puts pressure on the suspension, it can break suspension components.
Oh, I
But
see.
if you just pay attention and put your hand under a part or whatever, it'll be fine. The other reason I've heard is that when it's on display, like once it's all said and done, it keeps the wheels from getting flat spots because it lifts the tire slightly off the surface. However, I think, to me personally, it looks more realistic if the tire has a little weight to it, right? So it has a flat spot. Those tires will never get flat spots. They're hard as a rock.
These things are like, these are the hardest part work tires. Like they have to be.
Of all the ones I've ever used, the Knight Riders were the hardest tire.
Okay. So
let's see. Buck says you want 1 millimeter or thinner wood strips for flooring. Yes. Well, I'm looking for something that's a pre-made wood sheet, if I can. That just looks like wood paneling almost. Let's see if they have something, maybe like a wood floor for a dollhouse or something. I might go to Hobby Lobby or my hobby store and see if they have some kind of a sticker. Looks like wood flooring. I just want a plank floor. Dash says need some sticky wooden deck like the Titanic has. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. Buck says don't screw it down when you can screw it up. I mean, to be honest, most of the time when I was screwing things to that chassis, I would tilt it on its side because that was way easier. And it'll somewhat stay sort of upright. Just don't put any force. Don't like, once you have it vertical on the wheels, don't lean it forward and back, right? Because you want to break the wheels off. Buck says, plank it, Todd, don't cheat. Hey, I do it my way. Not if I have to plank it, I'm not doing it. I'll just leave the floor yellow.
Okay. So we're at stage 42, which is the official first stage that you want to start working with the electronics kit.
Yay!
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the monitors very carefully. There we go. Leave the speaker in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the dash. Not you, Howard.
That's all it takes to disconnect the dash? Wow.
Makes me so nervous.
Don says Model Expo used to sell wood plank sheets for Czech Micromart. Well, I'm hoping that I can get something local so I can do it tomorrow.
Okay. So here is the alpha circuit from Mike Lane. And right, this is where all the money is, right here, basically. And then I'll go ahead and bust out the stock alpha circuit. You want to call it the alpha circuit. Speaker and board, and then we have a bunch of our LEDs. And so what we're about to do basically is install the board and then start running LEDs, and we'll kind of go from there. That's what the next couple of stages are, at least. It's so nice clearing some of these boxes out of my closet right now. Oh my god. Like, Kit was sitting in a very large box. It's just like, oh my god. And I had the Enterprise, the stuff that you sent me, and then I also had the Falcon as well. And the Falcon's taking up like 2 large boxes underneath my bed, and then 7 boxes between all of the different stages and mandibles and all of that crap. Like, I really just want to finish that model, especially now that I have all the parts. Like, I am literally within tasting distance.
How close are you to getting your Enterprise parts to catch up to what I sent you? A month or
2 months. So I have next shipment and then the shipment after that, and then that's it. So August will be the last one.
Oh, you can cancel. Sweet.
Yep. So, and it's been on track. Like, I haven't had any delays with it whatsoever. So, yeah. And Vader so far has been on time. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Buck's asking me, how do I ever want to be a real Woody? Well, I never said I did. Dash says the Ford Falcon tires are even harder than those Knight Rider ones. I heard the Tumbler is even harder than that. Well, that's true, because if you watch Ian's videos of him building that Falcon, and those tires are like, he just grunts and screams and yells.
So here are the two boards in comparison to each other.
Well, one has an actual microprocessor on it.
Mm-hmm. And a lot more plugs as well. So there's a lot more things we can plug in. And there's also auxiliary plugs as well, which is really cool.
And there's no USB micro SD on the back.
Yep.
You flip that my main one over, he's got a micro SD slot. He's got USB. No, the other one. There you go. USB-C. And
so he did mention, you know how these came with the extensions?
Yes.
He said, don't use it.
Yeah.
Don't ever use it.
Don't use the extension, because what happens is it puts pressure on that mount, that surface mount, and it actually can tear it off the board.
Yep.
If you have it at the wrong angle. I took mine off a long time ago because I saw that tension, and I'm like, I didn't like that at all, because that would hang out the bottom of your card. It just put torsion force on that SD jack. And I could see it easily pulling it up off the board. You can still get the card out. It just barely peeks out through the battery opening.
And he also mentioned as well, for anybody that's interested, there's a version 2 update coming here very soon, where it's there's going to be a police function. So the scanner is going to do red, blue, and white lights for police mode, and a couple other things as well. So yeah.
Yep. No, that's the one he sent me. He had me test it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the police mode works.
Awesome. Hell yeah. I haven't updated mine in a while. So.
If you haven't seen it, I probably have them on my phone. I can upload to StreamYard if you want to see it.
Hell yeah.
Give me a moment.
Hold, please. Hold. Holding.
Holding.
Hold.
Yeah, if you want another part work that has parts everywhere, all over the place, build the Apache. Jesus. All those
God.
armaments and I have stuff everywhere.
Dude, no way. No way. Okay. So if I look at this, this is going to just like that. Yep.
Oh, I found it. All right, hang on. Let me take this.
Use 4 PM screws.
Sure. Throw it up in my drive. Get.
I like how there's no traces anywhere near the screw points. Obviously, Mike thought about that. Into our oil.
All right, let me catch up here while I was doing something else. We read that. Beep, boop, beep, shutting down. Mike needs more connections. That's true. Kit came out of the closet today. He's going to be pink now. Are you going to paint him pink? No. Dash says, you think that's bad? Triple that for the boxes he has. I just packed a few packs in a box, and I still got too many. Yeah, about every 3 months, I have to go and collapse all my boxes down, because they send you boxes that are too large for the parts.
Yeah.
Because they have to fit the magazines. So that's why the boxes are the size they are. But it's a waste of space a lot of times. They put that packing paper in there, and so I'll collapse them down, and I'll put like 3 months in one box, right? Let's see. Agora does one good thing. They make use of the box space of the parts you get. That is true. They waste no space in an Agora box. Buck says, standing by. Dash says, I'm starting writing a large black marker. What's in each box? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I do that every day.
Yep.
Andrew's here. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew. How you doing?
All right.
Doing good.
Nope.
All right.
That.
So the alpha circuit's put in place. Wow.
Download.
So now go ahead and grab our speaker.
All right, now we got to go from here to here. Here. Okay. I did that. Then we have to go from back here. Add a video.
No. That. All right, time to go over to Mike's instructions.
Yeah, because I haven't written those yet.
Yep. No, you're good. This sits in place just like this.
All right, you ready to watch this video? I have no idea if this has sound. If it's annoying, I apologize. You ready?
Yep.
All right.
That is badass.
Yeah, I think there's a siren that plays, and I might have had it turned off. Oh, I have another video. Oh God. Yeah. All right. Let me get. Jesus. Let's make it fully annoying. Upload. Because this is from a cold start. This is with the lights off and everything. So. Hold on. Waiting for it to upload. Uploading one item. Oh, uploaded. Okay. Did that. How come it's not showing? Oh, there it is. Is it this one? Oh, crap. Which one is it? It must be this one. Can I just drag that here? No, of course not. Download. Can't scan for viruses. I know. Download anyway. Downloading. Put that here. Go back to StreamYards. I delete that video. I don't need that. Delete that one. Upload this one. Oh, wait. Upload.
Yeah, Buck, I think you're right. This is a.
All right, well, that's uploading. The speaker looks like it's too big.
Yeah, this is interesting.
It's a huge speaker, but when you put the collar on it, the collar will hold it just barely. It's gonna kind of stretch around it, but it'll go over it. Nope. Over the, does it fit over the top? It's supposed to fit over the top. And there's like a 1/8 inch gap or something, right?
No, this is quite the.
Oh. I'm trying to think about how I did that. How did I do it? Oh, you know what? I wonder if you don't use the basket. Just put the speaker directly there and now hold it in place with the collar. That's probably how he designed that.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. I see. Does it fit without the cup? Take out the cap with the grill? Yes.
Yep.
I think we solved that. All right. Now you got the new one. Ready? All right. Well,
yep.
Now you can relax for 2 seconds. 30 seconds. This video is. Here we go.
Dude, that is badass.
That comes with the new. It's like 2.4, I think, is the firmware, if I remember correctly. But that's the police mode. Buck says IR smart, smarter than us. And it's been so long since I've done this, I forgot.
I was just like, why isn't this working?
Probably fits right.
It does, yeah.
Eric says Jordan's new career is off to a banging start with sirens.
True story. Okay. So now, speakers put in place.
You're still going to have to pull that off again.
Oh, I know. Probably soon, too, actually.
Now when the interior goes in, yeah.
Okay. So let's get our GM and our other screw out of the way. Let's get 1,000 screws for all of eternity. This is a new one, PM. Good Lord.
But
Okay.
the lack of a cover grill on the bottom could be an oversight. I don't know that really matters. I mean, yes, you could probably, but to get to where the speaker is, you have to go through the differential. So it's not like you're just accidentally jam a screwdriver or something up there. So.
Oh, Ian just texted me. He said $45 shipping for that, for all my parts. Excellent.
There you go.
And if you're watching, I'll get you paid back here in just a little bit. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So,
you want to save yourself some time if you're going to upgrade the firmware, is before you start putting at least before you put the trunk on, is pull your SD card out now.
Oh yeah,
because it's a lot easier to get to before you cover everything up, because you can just use your fingernail.
Right.
Because you're gonna have to. Yeah, if you want to add the police siren sounds, you have to add them to that SD card. He provides them.
Okay, perfect. So I got that. I'll set that off to the side for now.
Yeah.
All right.
Think, Todd. This is Jordan. He could find a way.
Dude, seriously.
You're not
all
wrong.
That's done. So I'm going to go back to following the instructions, and let's grab all of the cables here. All right.
Everything for the front of the car, I think, needs to go back in.
What's that?
So everything for the front of the car, but the dash, you don't need any of the wires for the dash, right? So,
yep.
The console lighting, wires. I can pull up my list, the wiring list, if that's available. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Because you're definitely going to need the A wire. That's for the scanner. You're going to need the B wire for the door switches. The D wire. The F wires. Well, how about you tell me what wire you have, and I'll tell you if you're going to use it up front.
So,
what do you got there?
I have A, B.
A and B both go up front.
I have multiple Bs, actually.
Well, you have two door. That's the door switches. You have one for each side, and one's an extension.
I see. Got it. Okay.
So you should have two door switches that go into a Y that come back together, right?
Yep, they do.
Okay.
Then I have an R.
R is fog lights. You need that.
R and R right now.
Yep.
So that's for this stage, and then I have more wires here in the next couple of stages.
Oh, okay.
So should I just start going one by one right now with what I got?
No, you can plug them in.
Sweet.
This is where they're going to route around the speaker. Remember I said?
Yeah.
So I would do every other wire, because you can just balance it. Or if one side of the board where the socket is closer, because some of these wires might be just a tiny bit shorter than you want them to be. But wire from the back to the front. So plug it into the main board first, or the alpha circuit.
And then move it forward.
And then move it forward, yeah. And you can just just plug everything in first, and then we can sort the wires out. The routing of the wires later. But
got it. I'll go ahead and take off this little top right now.
I mean, take all of it. Take the speaker out and everything. Just put it to the side. Get all your wiring done.
Nope, don't do that. Jesus, Jordan.
Don't destroy the speaker. It's a nice speaker.
It is a nice speaker. Sounds good.
Yeah. Let's see. Then he would say, "This is the way." I think that means after you found a way to damage your speaker. That should be your phrase. This is the way.
Yeah, this is the way. this is the way, right?
Buck says $45 in shipping sounds expensive. Under 15 to ship to Donnie. Well, he's going from Atlanta to Washington,
Seattle,
so from the country to the other, and that box is not going to be small.
Now, Ian said he had to build a custom box. So.
Yeah, because he's sending you like 3 things, not just DS9.
Yep, it's also the JJ Prize and Voyager.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ian. Appreciate you, my friend. All right, we have A. And then B. So one of them is an extension, you said. So we got.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yes, the one in your right hand goes to the board. Yeah.
Got
it. Buck says, so this uses the stock wiring. Nice. Yep. As much as it can, at least. There's some wiring it replaces. But.
And B, and then this one. Doesn't matter which side is which for the extension?
The extension can plug into either one of those. Doesn't matter. The longer one is going to, if I remember correctly, the longer one is going to go to the right door.
Okay.
But you're going to disconnect those anyway to build the, when you put the, you're going to pull those off to put them into the body when you start building the body.
Got it. So keep them on there for now, but then eventually.
Just keep on there so you don't lose them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What you're going to end up with is a bunch of connector plugs sticking out behind the dash. Between the dash and the firewall, you're going to have a bunch of plugs sticking up, and that's it. Until you connect the body.
Okay. Then we have our R's, and these are
fog lights.
Fog lights. Okay.
Same thing. They should have a splitter on them somewhere.
They do.
So the non-split end that goes into the board. Yes, that's just an extension, right? So connect the two together. And the plug in your right hand goes in the board.
Got it. Never seen this type of JST.
With the wide flat blade.
Yeah, that's
you're gonna hate those. They suck down plug.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because they don't have like a little ridge you can grab your fingernails on.
Oh no.
Buck says, why from behind dash? Why not Donnie? Well, sometimes you want to get between dash and his firewall, I guess.
True. Okay, so that's R put in place. Excellent. All right, so that is 42. Let's go ahead and grab 43, which is just more wiring. A lot more wiring. Holy crap. Use some scissors to open this.
I think 43 and 44 are just a bunch of wires.
It is, yeah. That's kind of what I was like, get through this point, like read all the wires and see what we can do beyond that. But just kind of wanted to get through this.
45 is 45 to watch. So.
Exactly. All right. With that, yeah, I came to the realization that this chassis is now too big for even the largest Fanhome box. So it's now actually on a shelf, like all the right behind me where you see the test circuit, all the Mike Lane stuff, all the mods. This is actually sitting on the shelf with it, and it's like got this much room between the front and back. So it's not even going to be able to fit there eventually. It's not.
No, once you get the body on, it'd be longer.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, let's grab a wire. Let's see if
let's find it. Yep. GM here. I got some wire cable wires. I got M for motor, I'm assuming.
That goes up front. So plug it in.
Plug it in.
Plug it in. Plug it in. Glade air freshener. When you want your house to smell like patchouli.
So we have moat and then M. So is that
M is for the headlights and moat is for the headlight motor. So both go front.
Got it.
Plug them in.
Got it. All right.
Well, we'll plug all the wires in, but we're just going to do the front wires first. So you know what you have to run up front, right?
Got it.
You can route them around the speaker. You can tape them to the bottom of the chassis. All that stuff. We'll do it separately. Then afterwards, come back and do the rear one.
So then I have W and K.
W you don't need. No,
Okay.
W you do need. Sorry.
Okay.
But I don't. That does. I'm trying to think. Does that? No, that does not need to be plugged in yet. That's the overhead console.
W.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
K.
the rear. K is the other overhead console. Keep those together.
Okay. Then we have E.
E is the tail lights. Keep that to rear.
Okay. P.
P is in Paul.
Yep.
That's a rear. It's for the rear license plate.
Okay. That's also a P. That's also an E. Okay. And that's that for this stage. So let's go ahead and get those plugged in.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Okay.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Let me catch up on chat. We're doing that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Johnny says, Jordan, your parts are printing. My Tetris girls got serious workout getting all those to fit on the build plate at the same time. That is a whole talent in itself about 3D printing, is doing a bunch of stuff on the same build plate. He did ask, why did he make some of the STLs have multiple parts in one STL?
Dude, seriously, I had that same thought. If I'm being real.
Are they at least all on the plane of the build plane, or are they just all floating around and you have to put them on the build plane?
I think yeah, they're floating around. You have to put them on the build plate.
That's
okay. And so I see. So this gets split off. So we connect that up here. I see. And this goes into place. And I'm going to find M. The plugs aren't in the exact same spot as on the.
They're definitely not.
Probably done on purpose to give you some more room to work with, knowing Mike. Okay.
Probably had to do with how the board's laid out. You know,
okay.
You optimize what the board has to do to the, sense of the differences between one side of the board to the other. It's not going to make that much difference in the wire. I'm sure it's just for the ease of the traces. Dash says, I saw at Home Depot, there's a tote from Husky that's 4 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot that would hold any part work or boat. That's an obnoxiously large tote.
Wow. There's a motor. Moat right there.
Buck says, careful, Donnie. If you touch them too well, as soon as they finish printing, they will disappear.
That's good.
Donnie said, that made arranging them on the build plate interesting. I'm sure.
Okay. So I'll put all of these on afterwards. Let's get into the next stage. The last little bit of the wiring. And then I'm assuming we're probably going to need to put on some of the Mike Lane wiring as well, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Grab that mod box here in a second.
But to be honest, you're going to mount the dashboard to the interior and then route that wire back, so you don't have to do it right now.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking more like the rear tail lights and the side markers and
no,
stuff.
We're gonna connect those wires, just not right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm trying to help you by doing just the front wires first. So you can do those.
Got it.
And then we'll do the rears. Right.
Got it.
Right now, everything you've plugged in has to go to the front.
All front. Yep. All
and
right. I have.
It would fit his Enterprise D. I bet it would.
Yeah. Seriously. I have L and O and V.
L is you don't need it.
Okay.
O, you don't need it. That's the voice box. L is for the instrument panel. And what was the other one?
V.
V, lower console. That one you do need.
Okay.
But you don't need it. It's not going to go to the front of the car. That gets connected to the chassis, and it just comes out the back of the interior when you put the interior on.
So hold on to this then.
Yep.
Okay. Off to the side. I have D, F, and G.
D has to go. Hang on.
D is a yes.
D is the brake pedal switch. That's going to be mounted to the interior, so that can go off to the side.
Okay.
What's the next one?
F.
F is the floor lights. That also gets mounted to the interior.
Okay. G.
G is the keypad. I think that is the lights that are on either the keypads for the turbo boost on the wings. So that's also part of the interior.
Okay. Set that off to the side. And I have H.
H is the dashboard monitors. You definitely don't need that one.
Okay. J.
J is the instrument panel. Don't need that one.
Don't need that. Okay. And I looks like a scanner.
I is
no.
Well, it says steering column.
Steering column.
That must be the lights. Either way, that's going to be part of the interior.
Okay.
I think what they're saying when they the model calls it keypad. I think that's the lights. That's the 4 red lights.
Oh, it sits right underneath the console.
Yeah,
right
under the monitors. I think that's going to get replaced anyway. You're probably not going to end up needing that G wire, but you are going to need the steering column wire because that's for the wings, the wing switches.
But then we'll wait for those until
that's part of the interior. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the end of all of the wiring.
That's your front wires, right? So you should have. Let me think. Scanner, headlights, fog lights. You're going to add the turn signals when you get the body. You don't have to worry about that right now.
Okay.
But I think that he gives you an extension wire for that. That wire you should probably plug in from the Mike Lane kit.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to add the front marker lights, which I'm sure you are.
Yep.
Now would be a good time to run that to the front of the car.
So here's all the goodies.
Yeah, so you should have a long wire. So if you grab the ones with the yellow LEDs on it, I don't know if he has them all pre-connected or not, or if they're separate.
Okay, so I have,
because he might have all 4 on one harness already with plugs.
Is that's the brick stuff scanner. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Put that someplace else.
Put back. I know. I was like, what? It's spare cables, scanner housings, extra connectors. Okay, that's all good. All right. So I have looks like the tail light here. That's going to go in the back.
So just find the wires with the yellow LEDs on it. That's the only one we're worried about right now.
Okay. So we have 2 yellow LEDs.
There should be 2 on a short wire and 2 on a long wire. But I can't see because you're not on camera. So.
Oh, sorry. We got 2 here on a long wire.
Yes.
And I don't have any more yellows, but I have reds.
No, you don't. That's it. Sorry.
That's it.
I lied because there's only yellow markers up front. So just plug that into your Mike Lane board.
And that's going to go into.
Oh, I think he's got a special socket for it because they're not part of the model. They're in the middle row next to this processor. There should be like front markers or something. I forgot what they're named.
Let's go ahead and I'll bring up his.
I'm trying to look that up for you too while we're at it. Mods by model, Knight Rider, Ultimate Electronics Kit. Where's this little board? Oxbin M side. There they are. Side markers. So it's next to the monitor plug in the very right corner. There should be a one called side.
Side. Got it.
Yep.
See it.
So that's the side markers.
Okay. Sweet. All right,
And then
I think that's everything.
Go to the front. So let me think. I'm trying to see how many wires you have. You have scanner, front fogs, headlights, headlight motor, turn signals. Did I already say scanner?
Yep.
And door switches.
Yep.
How many is that? Fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think it's 6. Yeah. Scanners, headlights, headlight motor, turn signal, door switches. That's 6?
Yeah.
I did 5. How come where's the 6th one? Oh God, I'm so confused right now. Front scanner, door switches, yes. Oh, the brake pedal switch is gonna be part of the interior. That doesn't count. The floor lights are
motor.
No.
The motor.
Motor is one. The headlights is another. Fog lights is another. And then your new lights, the turn signals, right?
Yep.
So that's 6. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the 6 that have to go on either side of the speaker and down along the driver's side floorboard.
Okay.
And then come up behind the engine. Yeah.
You said the driver's side floorboard. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So,
you can put them down in the crease next to the transmission tunnel.
Right down along here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Split 3 and 3.
Sure, however you want to do it. You can grab the 3 that are on closest to the right side of the speaker and have those go on one side. And
yeah.
I'm going to read this from Donnie. Donnie says they were all in the, he's talking about that STL. They were all in the same plane as the build plate, but because there were multiple parts on the same STL, you couldn't just move one. All parts were together as one STL. Oh, gross. Do you have like a Tinkercad or something that you could open it up and split them? I don't know. Jody says you need a guitar style custom case for the D, for Andrew's D. Donnie said that would be one big case. Yep, all the soft fuzzy lining formed of the ship. I agree. Or those like the big crates they use for like concerts. You know, they always have like the big music crates that have like they're like the stereo, like the audio equipment and stuff in them.
Mm-hmm.
They're all padded on the inside. It's all custom made for his D. Buckman says there are 4 lights, and it turns out there was only 2.
Okay.
Stephen Haynes is giving it up. He says, "Good night, looking good, Jordan. Take care, everyone."
Thanks, bud. Good night, sir. Okay. We got these on either side. Now we're just going to put the speaker back in to hold everything in place, right?
Yeah. Yep. Make sure you're not pinching anything.
Yep. Especially loaves. Cool. This is exciting.
And I'll tell you right now, the more wire you can get to the front of the car, the better your life will be when you try to bring the body and chassis together. Even if you have to pull those wires a little taut across the circuit board, as long as they are fully plugged in, I would take any slack at the circuit board out and bring all that, as much wire to the front as you can.
Okay.
It just gives you more to work with when you have to try to bring the body and the chassis together.
Well, this one gets plugged into. Where was the speaker plugged in?
The speaker plugs into port S.
S? Okay. Perfect.
Buck says get a wire stretcher. Yeah.
There we go. Oh, Jordan, nice job. Didn't quite get all the wires over there. Did ya? Did ya?
You had to miss one, didn't you?
I did. But at least it was only one. Okay. Oh, God. And then I take the screw out. I just magnetized these screwdrivers right before I left for Winterfest. And
well, good thing you build Darth Vader that has all these magnets everywhere and all the screws get sucked off.
Oh, my God.
That sounded really bad. I apologize.
But
every time you try to put screws in anywhere near those magnets and they're big, like can't get it. Yeah. I was like, how are you supposed to?
Okay, so now we're going to run everything up along the side down here, right?
Yep. So just bring them all together and make them lay nice and flat. And you can just run them along the edge of the side of the tunnel. That's what the tape's for. If you want to use the tape or some other tape that's probably better than that tape, but
yeah. Okay, grab some proper electrical tape there.
Oh, don't use electrical tape. It doesn't hold. To be honest,
aluminum tape.
What's that?
Aluminum tape.
Oh, that'll hold it, but it's also conductive, so just as long as your wires are okay.
Magic tape.
Magic tape's fine. 3M painter's tape. You're just keeping these wires in position, right?
Yeah, right.
But electrical tape likes to come across. Honestly, the tape they gave you is actually quite sticky.
Really?
Yeah, but that tape's fine. You're just keeping the wires out of the way is all it is.
Got it.
Buck says, don't put that screw through a wire. Well, that's what I told him. I said, don't. Just make sure when you put the speaker on that you're not pinching any wires.
No, I've learned my lesson about pinching wires with the Enterprise.
Yeah. You can cram them all together. Just cram them all together right up against the transmission. There you go. There you go.
This is cool. Exciting.
Now I have that stupid jingle stuck in my head.
What's that?
Plug it in, plug it in. I think after you build the watch, if I remember correctly, don't they have you test it?
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess you could test it with the Mike Lane. You can plug it all in. I'm trying to think. No. You build the watch. Oh, it takes 2 issues to build a watch. I forgot.
Okay. So what about all of this excess now? Just kind of like bring it all together and keep it nice?
Yeah, so follow the curve of the transmission tunnel. See how it gets a little wider and goes towards the left front wheel?
Yeah.
Follow that curve because most of that wiring is going to come out of the body right there at the left wheel, right behind the left wheel. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, there you go.
Got it.
Perfect. Yep. Perfect.
Okay.
Buck says if you have excess wire, just cut it off.
Yeah. I really like how helpful Buck is. He really is.
He is very helpful.
He has ideas.
We should tell him what to do with his wood when he's streaming.
We should.
Yeah, we should get on there and tell him what everything we know about wood.
Buck, you should stain that right now. Stain it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you staining that?
I don't know why you're sanding that thing.
Pleb. Now everything else is kind of gets
tuck it all in the engine opening.
Nice. Okay, that works for me.
Because it's eventually, like I said, it's going to come up straight vertical. It's going to come up out of the car between the firewall and the dash.
Got it.
So once you lower the interior in, it'll sit up behind the interior.
Okay.
And now
you just
now we can plug in all your rears. Yep.
Perfect.
Don, I'll see here we are again. Don says wood is good. Wood is good. Your logo
good.
works. His logo's working again. Oh, he says he fixed it. There we go.
Nice.
Buck says wood is very good. And yes, he fixed his logo. There you go.
All you old guys talking about your wood, like it's awesome.
Oh, they have such a woody day.
They do. I watched for a little while last night, and I was like, yeah, they're playing with wood.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's plug in your rears.
Okay, so we have Let's find out. E has a couple of extensions here.
So E is your because it's kind of the same idea, right? So you have all these things, and then you plug them into the board, and they all have little extension wires, and then they're all going to come out behind the left rear wheel. And you disconnect the extension to build all that stuff into the body, and then you bring all the plugs together in the last stage.
Got it.
So you can really just hook up the extensions, but just so you don't lose the light, you might as well plug them together.
Got it.
And that way, when you're ready to actually install like the tail lights, you can actually put them in, you know, and disconnect the wire. Let's see. Dash says, I tell him all the time, he doesn't listen to me. Buck says, since it's a curbside, you can leave those wires there forever. Yeah. Eric says, lots of splinters in their hands. Well, you know, that's all they do. They just sit there for like 2.5, 3 hours or whatever and just handle their wood constantly.
Constantly.
Yeah.
E is a 4-pin. There it is.
Don says splinters are fun. Donnie says he's off to bed, guys. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Good night, Donnie.
Night, Donnie. Thanks for stopping by, man. All right. We have P and P.
So that's your rear license plate.
Okay. Oh, this is the peach. It smells just like a peach. Wow, that tastes good. Wow. So, I see. Extension and P. It's a small one. Easy. There's the P.
E is dead center, closest to you. Yeah.
Perfect. Polarization's right. There we go. And then we have the tail lights, which I'm assuming is going to be marked tail.
That's your reverse light. So there's a rev plug right next to the
rev.
side.
Yep. Perfect.
So that's a Mike Lane plug. That's a new Mike Lane wire.
Okay. Reverse. Perfect. And I think that's it.
No, you should have the tail lights from Mike Lane's kit. So that's your tail side markers. You should have a couple red LEDs on a fairly short wire.
We do. Yep.
You know what? Yeah.
We have 2 sets.
Hang on. Let me think what he has it. Oh, because he has is the longer one or the shorter one? Because the longer one is for the left side lights because you have the marker light and the extra brake light. Because see, the model only comes with there's 6 brake lights on each side, but it only has LEDs in 4. So he adds the 2 LEDs that are missing plus the 2 reverse lights. But I don't know if the long one or short one is the side markers, and the long one and short one is the brake lights.
Let's see here. What does he say? All the way at the top here in the instructions. All the parts. Good word. Boy, it just says LED 3. Okay. So the red taillights are the short cable between 2 red LEDs. So it's going to be that one. Short cable, long cable. So that will be...
The red taillights are 2 LEDs on the same wire.
With a short, right?
It's really hard to tell because the taillights, he says LED 1, LED 2, which is the white reversing lights, and then an extension cable. Connect the reversing lights. The reversing lights should connect to the 150 millimeter extension cable.
150 millimeter extension cable.
That's for your rev lights.
So here's one of the extension cables. Grab on that. All right. Why would you use a rubber band here? A twist tie would be so much better. Okay. So 150 millimeter, you said?
Yeah, the 150 millimeters should be connected to the rev socket and the reverse taillights, the clears, which I think you already plugged in, but we'll add the extension.
There we go. This is 6 inches. Yep, there we go. To the rev lights, you said?
Yeah, so the reverse lights, add that extension to the reverse lights.
Okay.
The side markers are LED 3.
And LED 3 is the long cable between the two. So that one is that. So
yes.
that.
So the one with the longer wire between the LEDs is for the tail.
Okay, so plug that into tail.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's say 2 sets of side markers for the front and rear. The red LEDs from this kit. Install this to affect it. Yes. Maybe it's actually reflected the current level. This process on the other side. The extension cable 1 should be used for to extend the side marker lights, the ambers for the front. Were they already on an extension cable?
For the front?
Yeah. Oh, I see what he did. So extension cable 1 has 2 splitters on it. It's made to power both of the side markers. The side marker lights. So it should have brown plugs on the end. It's just a Y splitter. It's not very long.
Not very long.
Yeah. Should look like a little Y splitter.
No.
I have to keep scrolling back up to look at this little parts list.
No. The only Y that I have. Oh, well, I have. Yeah, I've got a small Y, and then it's got a couple of extensions on it here.
Yes, yes. That
Okay.
The plug on your right hand should be plugged into the side port. It's the side socket, because then it splits into the front and rear markers that then split again into left and right. Does that make sense?
So I need to take this out.
Yes, unplug the side markers. Plug that extension in.
Got it. And then, which side does it go into?
It goes into side. So that plugs into the side socket. Then the short wire of that Y
Okay.
should plug into the rear, the red LEDs that I don't think you plugged in yet.
Oh, yeah, got it.
So the pair of red side marker LEDs should plug into the short wire.
Okay.
The amber should plug into the long wire.
I see. Which makes
Now
sense.
you probably have to reroute that. You might have to pull your
Yeah.
tape off, reroute that
Yeah.
to the front.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, the long cable splitting from extension cable 1 will connect to the front side marker LEDs.
That makes sense.
This is how we do it. Well, it's interesting trying to piece it apart as you're building the model, right? Versus
Right.
his is kind of a tear down.
Right.
So you're kind of building it how I was going to write my instructions. Kind of like as you go.
Right. Well, that's what he asked when he sent this to me. He's like, when he was showing it, like, I want you to show the build up.
Mm-hmm. Buck says, is it running to the front marker lights? Yes, that's what we're doing. Because that's why there's 3 ports. Tail light is for the extra 2 LEDs you're going to put into the brake lights. Rev is for the reverse lights, and side is for all 4 side markers. Because I think the way he designed it is so that plug that's right in front of the left front wheel, which is the end of that extension,
Yeah.
that comes out right behind the dash, just like the rest of the plugs.
Got
So
it.
you can disconnect the actual LEDs from it, put them into the body, and then just connect it when you put the body and chassis together.
That makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and pop all this tape real fast. Yeah.
He's just making that wire extra long, that's good.
Yeah, I remember when you were doing this, some of the wires were just really short. So wherever you can get extra length is a good thing.
Buck says, look at all that wire that isn't moved to the front. Yeah, that's what he's doing. And we're explaining it for others that may watch this later on.
That's right. All right. Now, pull this down through. And then once again, run it flat. And we'll tape it up.
Yep.
Do a little bit better job of taping it up too. How does the floor fit in well? Like, do I need to worry about like leaving? Do I need to make sure
just try to make it flat.
it's flat?
You know, if you have to make, kind of make them all like a flat ribbon cable almost.
Yeah.
That way you won't have a problem with it. The floor doesn't literally touch the metal. There's a slight gap. It sits up on these little posts, but
Got it.
I tried to lay it flat like a ribbon cable. You know, I made all the wires nice and straight and then laid it flat as I could. Eric says, don't tape your fingers together.
This is me, bro.
If anybody's capable of it, it's going to be him.
100%. All right. Oh. A little bit more tape probably than is necessary, but whatever. And around the corner.
What is that? What is that plug that's right there?
This one right here?
Yeah, what is that? What wire is that connected to?
That is connected to this is the door locks.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. That's all routed in there.
As long as you're able to get in there and unplug it when you.
Yep. I put the tape right back behind it, which I didn't do last time. So
yeah, I'm trying to think. Do the door locks? The door locks go up in the body, and they do connect. Why does that wire feel short? Because I remember all of the plugs. The door locks are B. Is there a splitter behind that? Because doesn't B turn into two more plugs?
it does, yeah.
Okay, that's a little farther down.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. And then that's all the stuff for the rear, right?
Your tail lights.
So far? Yep.
So you got your side markers plugged in, you got your reverse lights plugged in, you have your tail lights plugged in. All three of those plugs next to monitor.
Yep.
Okay. And then what else goes to the rear? License plate light. That's a P.
Yep.
I'm looking to see what else goes in the back. That's it.
Sweet.
So then all those are going to go over towards your left. If you look back at the instructions, there should be some
Clips.
Little clips, yeah, that hold it to the that you screw down to hold all those wires in place.
Probably in one of these little things over here.
I think it's in 43. Yeah, they're 43. So if you look at my instructions and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see how those route through the. There's a little couple screw holes, and
Just kind of
you route
them down along.
Yeah, route those wires out that left side.
So right
It's
here.
the very end of 43.
Yeah, perfect. These are going to go down and flat.
Yep. And try to, push the wires flat because that rear deck is going to sit down on top of that. So, try to keep the wires nice and clean.
Yeah. Go. Our GM screws out here. A couple of those.
Are all the plugs of those switches, so the extensions to the actual wires, are all the plugs outside the edge of the chassis? Is there one there that I can see that looks like it's a little short?
This one right here is the extension for it's the first extension before the Y for the tail lights.
Oh, so there's another plug later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I just want to make sure you can disconnect it.
Yep. Makes total sense.
Obviously, you have to disconnect all of these. You're going to start putting a whole bunch of them in the body.
Got it. This one goes right.
Don says tape is your friend. Buck says too much is never enough. That's right. Don says good thing you don't have an engine to interfere with your wiring.
Dude, seriously.
You might be the only person building kit that's going to put the engine in later.
Yeah. Like I thought about like trying to find it was a thought just for a gag, but like get a small cherry picker, engine hoist.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Do I have one? Remember I got that 1/8 garage set of it was a tool set?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Cherry picker in it? I don't think it does. It has like a jack and it had jack stands and it had like a toolbox and a creeper and all that.
Right.
I don't think it has an engine stand. Now I have to go find one.
There's that clip. Well, I dropped one of the clips. Thankfully, I just found it. I just vacuumed the other day, so I was able to actually find something in here. Nice. Let's grab my last one here. Wrong side screwdriver. That's the top. No. And of course, my headphone's falling out.
There is a 110/1/8 scale metal rotatable engine flip maintenance bracket engine stand for $20 on eBay in red or black.
Oh my god.
How cute.
Oh, also as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head. The guy from Kenneth Toys. Reached out. And he is sending me a sponsor pack.
Oh, very cool.
So I'm going to get the Season 2 lower console.
Okay.
A bunch of decals, the tape deck, the whole shebang. So he's going to send that out. And so, yeah, I'll have that here in the coming weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I can't, like, Ian, if you're watching, let us know.
Yeah, it's not Russ. God, what was his name?
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Like he introduced himself in the message as well. So all right, this is strange. Oh, is it one of those weird
Ken Beard.
Ken Beard? There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ken Beard reached out and he's like, "Love your streams. Love for you to have a sponsor pack." So
Very cool.
And all of it is compatible with Mike Lane.
Is Buck still here?
Are you still here?
If Buck, you're still here, I can send you the email. Let me reach out to her first just to let her know. But it's this lady Geraldine from IXO. If you want to reach out to them about, she just said, yes, we do offer promotional collaborations for influence and online content creators. We're always open to new partnerships with people who share our passion for collecting and model building, and we'll authentically present our product to the community. Feel free to tell us more about your platform, your audience, and any collaboration ideas you have. But let me get back with her and see if it's okay, and if she's cool with her sharing the email address, I'll send it to you, and you can tell her all about your channel and what you're interested in building, and see if they're interested. That goes for anybody at HTM, really. I mean, it's
hell yeah. All right, that's routed through.
That's the end of 43.
43, yeah.
I think 44 is just plugging a bunch of wires. Yeah, routing things around the speaker. Oh, interesting. I taped all mine along the top of the transmission tunnel.
You did, didn't you?
I did. Because there is kind of a little groove there for them. Huh. Well, you can move them if it makes you feel better. It's just I know that all the wires are going to end being plugged up at the left front of the car.
This worked for me. I don't want to do that again.
But if you find when you lower the interior into place, if the plugs don't stick up above the dashboard, if they're kind of hiding behind the dashboard, we want to move. I mean, you want as much wire as you can sticking out, and I'm wondering if going all the way down to the floor is
taking away too much wire.
Yeah. Because you really do. You want as much of that wiring available as possible.
Yeah.
I hate to make you tape it a third time, but
it's all good. Let's do it.
Did that. Then it's a bunch of plugging in wires, plug it in, and that's the end of 44.
Yep. And so there's this bunch of wires we're going to be setting off to the side and waiting for the interior to get put in. So.
Yeah, there's things that get mounted to the interior. There's things that when you start working on the body, you'll start disconnecting wires from this one at a time, and putting them into the body, and then you'll bring it all back together at the end, the very, very last issue. But at least they're all in place.
Yep.
The stuff that's going to, the Mike Lane stuff is all going to get attached to the interior.
Right. And they just run back along the same channel more than likely.
Yeah. So I just laid them all flat in there like a ribbon cable and just taped it. Because if you feel it right at the very back, you feel how there's like a groove.
Yeah.
I ran them down and just in between that whole groove runs to the front. So I just laid them all flat in there and just taped them off.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is IXO. So those models we mentioned earlier, like the Eiffel Tower and the WRX and the Citroen WRC and the this isn't Todd. You told them to put them all in the lower left. I did, because it's been so long since I've built this. I just wanted to make sure, and I should have checked my own instructions. But he's also got my instructions on the screen, so I don't know when. I hadn't
gotten to 44. So I stopped looking at the instructions once we got the Mike Lane board involved.
Don says they're making more tape every day. That's right. So we can use it all.
That's right.
Buck says I'm buying stock in cellophane tape companies who'll make a killing at this rate. That's right.
That's right. It honestly feels better right here too.
Yeah. Yeah, that should give you another. God, it might even be like another inch of wire. So at the end. Are you going to paint your engine like I did?
Yes, I am. I'm still going to do that. Even though no one's going to look at it, I still want it to look right.
I just wonder how much of it you can build before you can attach it to the model. You know what I mean? Like, could you build the whole thing and detail it, do all sorts of stuff, and then install it?
I think so. Like, it literally just the stage that we dropped the engine in is literally just sliding right into place. So probably go full weirdness, even though I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, one of those things. Again, you're never going to open the hood kind of thing.
Yep.
I painted mine. I don't know why. Like all the work I did painting the DeLorean engine, and then you can't even see the engine. You can see the bottom of it.
All right.
That should be good.
Perfect.
That's it.
All right. So I will set all of these little boxes of cord or wires off to the side until later. And we'll also leave that. I'll probably leave that with the dash and the scanner.
So if we skip the watch, well, you put the dash together.
Really?
Yeah, in this issue, you position. You put the brake pedal together.
Which that's what stage what?
That's like one freaking screw. Okay. Oh, and yeah, and you put all the lights in the dash, which you don't have to do. So you have to put. Yeah, you could easily do 47.
47. Okay.
Unless you want to put the watch together. Do you guys want to see the watch go together?
I'll be fine with that.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Don says it looks nice and purdy.
49 and 50.
It almost looks organized.
Almost. I know. There's 47.
Buck says Donnie's not here, so I'll say it. You know it's there. It's true.
All right. 45. 28. 50. 63.
Yeah, 45, 46 with a watch. 47 is installing the brake switch, which is used by Mike Lane. He uses it to get into programming mode.
Yeah, which is cool.
In case the remote didn't work, because you can also hold down number 12 on the remote. That'll do it too.
It's 51 the ones that I'm missing. Yes. 50. No. Okay. I think it's like what am I missing? I was shorted to.
Oh, Jody says, what are you talking about? There's a watch. Maybe you should show them 44 and 45, or 45 and 46.
Yeah.
Yeah, you build the comlink. Literally build it. The watch.
There's 50.
He right now it's more mostly a display piece because Mike Lane doesn't use the watch. Because the watch uses radio frequency to control the car, the stock car, I should say. But that radio frequency kills the battery in the watch. So the actual watch will work where like this it'll show you the time. There's the watch.
45 and 46. Let's do it. Let's build it.
All right.
Yeah, 47 now. So I think we could probably go. You said 47 we could do?
47's easy. That's just installing the brake switch.
Okay.
In the firewall, and then the rest of that issue you can skip the entire thing because it's all. You do need to wire that part. You can put the lights in the wings, the steering column wings.
Got it.
You mount that to the dashboard. That's the end of that stage. Well, we'll see. We'll get through the watch.
We'll see what's up. Yeah. Also, it's 7:30 right now too. So let's do the watch, and I think that should be good for tonight. And then when we come back, we'll start getting in because I also want to wait for the Kenneth Toys stuff, and I'm missing stage 52 and 55. They haven't. They've been out of stock, and that's one of those ones that I'm expecting in August, along with everything else. And so we can probably do another stream here with what I got up into that point. I think would work out perfectly. So let's build the watch. Does that sound good?
Sure. Sounds good to me. Let's see. Let me look back here. 45 and 46 are the watch, and then I did the electrics tests, which you technically could do. That's a good end, right? You can plug in your dashboard and everything, but all the rest of your stuff's going to work too. Your tail lights, your headlights, your motor.
Oh yeah.
Would that be
Very
a good
true.
finale for today? What do you think?
I think so. Let's do that.
All right,
That works
cool.
for me.
Sounds good. Yeah, Jody,
Yeah.
we're going to build a watch. Buck says, I looked at IXO. There's a couple I would love to get. And Don says, Jordan is now a watchmaker. Yes, he is.
Right. All right, so let's go ahead. 45.
Jody says, did Michael Knight have a watch to communicate with the car? Yes.
He did.
Comlink. Yep, that's how he talked to Knight Rider when he wasn't nearby. Dash says, I'm getting up to issues 102, but 97 is out of stock. He's so close. And Don's telling Buck, don't get the Bugatti unless you want to fix spokes.
Oh God.
Well, which ones are you interested in, Buck? You're going to have to, like, sell your channel and everything.
Okay. Little parts here. So first things first. So there's the engage and transmit, along with a little AM dial there. And in the first season, the first little bit, it was actually just an AM transistor watch that they were using. So they kind of kept some of that in there, which is really cool.
Yeah, they just put a label on it.
Yeah.
It was an old Casio AM/FM radio watch. They slap a label on it.
Does this have a protective film on it?
Which part?
The watch face?
Ooh, I don't remember. Did I say take it off?
No. Nope.
No, then you're probably fine.
Yeah. We'll slot that in and push it in. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, dial 45E, which is which one?
45E has the AM radio on it.
Got it.
The black one is the other. You want that one first. There you go.
So that one.
There's a little tab that it lines to.
I see that. It's kind of cool you get to build a watch, even though it's going to be kind of useless at this point. It is pretty
but
cool.
you can put it on display.
Yep, that's exactly. And like I said, what Will brought up, there's a really cool display that Mike has for that. So I'll have him ship that over.
Eric says, does that make us watchers? Yes.
Who watches the watchers? See?
The makers of the watch that watch us. Now, how
Watch
creepy
yourself.
would it be if YouTube was bidirectional? You could see all the people that were watching you.
Oh, that would be really, really weird, by the way.
Rebecca asked me, she's like, can you not see who's watching your stream? And I'm like, no, and probably for a good reason. Oh, Chase is still here. He says, which watch is which? I don't know. Which watch? Which watch?
Which?
The wrist which watch? Which?
Oh.
The wrist watch. Roch. Got battery?
I do.
Excellent.
I'm gonna go grab that real fast. I was like, do I have one? And I do. I've got a.
If you build Partworks, you should have a pile of CR 2032s laying around.
I got one of these.
Nice. Oh God, we're getting the tongue twisters now. That which watch is a watcher's watch. Ha.
Oh.
Got it. Nailed it, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
playing a little bit of Star Trek Resurgence, that game that I was playing on my channel for a while.
Uh-huh.
And I forgot how good it was. Kind of got obsessed the other day. Story is really good. All right. That's plugged in. We have digits on the front.
Have you ever wondered why it starts at 7 p.m.? Mine did that too.
Yeah.
7 a.m. at 0700.
Yeah, very strange.
Don says, I guess I'll have to watch the Watchmen movie after this stream. More than one.
Oh.
Make sure your buttons are fully pushed out when that goes in. Otherwise, it'll jam them.
I see that.
Jody says, oh God, watch which wrist. He wears the wristwatch on. And Eric says, try the sock cutters now, LOL.
Oh. There we go.
Ta-da!
Wow, I can build a watch, you guys.
Yeah.
There is
A tiny little FP screw.
yeah, just one. Oh my god. Dude, that is a super.
Yeah.
Those are tiny. Those might be some of the smallest part work screws I've ever seen, actually.
Build the DeLorean.
Really?
Yeah, the screws that go into the flux bands to hold the mesh on the flux bands,
Yeah.
they might be the tiniest screws I've ever seen.
Jeez Louise.
Definitely need the PH 000 for that one.
All right.
But I mean, they're like eyeglasses screws. Some of those can be super tiny as well. Next stage.
Wow, that was it, huh?
Yeah. Well, normally you would do the electronics test now, but I'm like, I don't like having. I told people I don't like having the electronics exposed.
Yep.
So I finished
Agreed.
the watch and then did the electronics test.
All right, get that out of the way. Get these batteries out of the way. FP screws out of the way. GMs. Get this out. Watch bands and the back.
And the buckle, don't lose the little pins.
Oh,
Two tiny little compression pins.
yeah. Oh,
For a watch, don't lose those.
oh God, I hate
And they're
those.
spring loaded on the inside, so if you ping them off, they're gone forever.
This band has seen better days.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the one you're going to need anyway. That's the one. That's the one you got to slide the loop on.
Of course. Some more.
Like I'm a big dude. I don't have big wrists, but the watch is it's obnoxiously large. I don't know if that's how big the real one was, but dude. Don says we will while watch willingly.
Oh my God.
I think they're trying to get me caught up. Jody says, watch screws are actually pretty big. Yeah. If you've ever been inside a watch and like a jeweler, Jesus, some of those, that's some tiny screws. Dash says, that's why I didn't get the 300 SL from Agora. The full kit was cheaper for XO and I can get it in red. That's true.
Ooh, look at this.
Oh, that got a little hot on the way.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, put the nice side facing out. That's all I can say.
Good point. Good point.
Don says, plus the Mercedes Racer. Yep. It's more spokes. Ugh. Dash says also, Jody, the basic kit build, you could program them in 5 different languages. That is also true.
Someone that has posted on Facebook that theirs came in French, and they're like, what are we supposed to do about this?
It tells you how to change language.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the buckle pin is going to go facing up and out. I see. I'll slide that pin here. All right, just like so.
Mm-hmm. Now comes the fun part.
Hold on. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I can remember how to do this stuff.
I always have to use a fingernail. to like try to compress one side, hook one side, and then use the fingernail to close it up. Have you ever done anything with a watch band? This is where we're going to watch it launch across the room. You ready, guys?
Well. Almost. Well, this sucks.
You can also use some tweezers, like a flat, just like a thin flat surface to like hook one end, use some tweezers. It's just hard to do it all with one hand. If you have some flat nose tweezers or something, you can squeeze it down and put the buckle over it.
You know, do I have flat nose? Yeah, I do. Right here.
And you can also use the table surface. So like hook one side, like the bottom one there.
Mm-hmm.
Put it up, hold it vertical, like tilt it up 90 degrees. So the bottom is the table's holding the bottom part. You know.
Oh yeah, I see.
There you go. Dash says Jordan can tell time with his watch. It's digital, not analog. Yay! Buck says he's back. Rewind 5 minutes. Well, you have the power to do that. Eric says Buck watches the watches to see the watches maker make the watch. Caught up.
What?
Buck says Jordan, you put that on backwards. Now you're going to confuse him. Don't do that.
That sits inside.
There you go.
That sits inside. There we go.
Put the back on. More tiny screws.
It is kind of cool. It says Knight Industries on it.
It does.
With the season 1 Knight Industries logo. And then there are 2 and then 1 screw hole. So 2 and then 1. Cool. And then silver FP screws. My God. Wild. No, we're definitely not using a pH 0. We use a 00 here. There we go. This watch is kind of gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a smartwatch, which is kind of large. So
Jody says this video is going on his watch list. Good times. Uh-oh. Eric has a question for you.
Yeah. Is the watch? I'm sweaty proof. There were no seals, so I can guarantee you that no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear this to work tomorrow and sweat a lot into it, talking to Kit and wondering why nothing is happening. And there it is.
There you go. Now at the bottom of that stage, there should be a link to my electrics test, and you can see how to test how to set the watch up.
Let's see here. I see.
Buck says, why wouldn't they use an inexpensive watch instead of a Timex? It wasn't even a Timex. It was a Casio.
It was a Casio, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jay says, there's a blotch on your watch. Oh, no. Here we go.
Oh, my God. You guys. Hold.
Oh,
okay. I see. Oh, I see. Okay. So it is 7:49. So of course I passed it by.
You should tell people how to do this.
So what I'm doing is holding the A button down for 3 seconds. And I'm switching from a 24-hour clock to a 12-hour. So you switch 12 to 24 if you want on the first press. Okay, I'll put it at 7:09. You just keep selecting through, and we're up to 48. So up button on the right will go up, go down on the bottom button. Perfect. That sets the time. We're going to hit the plus minus button to...
You hold that down to change language. You should answer those Facebook posts and tell them how to fix it.
So CH1 for French. Oh, I see. So hold the speaker for 3 seconds and we'll count to 3. And press the plus minus for French for 1, English for 2, Spanish for 3, Italian for 4, German for 5. So we're going to go ahead and there's 7, 8. Oh. So we're going to go to 2. And it's in English.
That's it. Watch it set up.
Sweet.
Jody
That's
says
awesome.
he would like you to set it to 80,085.
Wow. You know, that looks really like a word that I want to say.
Boobs.
Boobs. Oh, that's cool. All right. So, 7734.
HE double hockey sticks.
That's right.
But it's a smartwatch. You should automatically change the time and zone. Yeah. Does it take a licking and keeps on ticking? Well,
No.
I mean, yeah.
Does it take a ticking and keep on licking?
What?
I hope so.
How do you do
What?
that?
I don't know, but I want to find out.
How do you? How about you? Do you take a licking and keep on licking?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Nothing like his in Lithuanian. Well, that's probably not going to happen.
Right.
All
Okay.
right.
It's time to test.
The watch is done. He's not going to use it, but it's done.
Nope. Yep. So I need to plug the SD card back in if we're going to go ahead and do a light test. Or is this just for the
It's just for sounds.
just for sounds?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll work without it, but
I'll go ahead and drop it. I'll go ahead and drop it in real quick.
Buck says it's shock-proof. Get the hammer. I always, you know what? You remember all the shock? What were they called? G-Shock. The
G-Shock, yeah.
I remember the G-Shock watches.
Okay.
They
That's
could
easy.
take they could take a little bit more abuse, but still not a hammer.
Okay.
Like you weren't gonna hit them on the side of a wall or something as you're going around a corner and crack the lens. No, but
Right. All right. So here's Kitt's dash.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
What?
He's working on it.
I see no lights. Yeah, I see it.
Oh, I just
All right.
realized you don't need the A wire either. I forgot that he had his own scanner wire.
Oh.
Yeah, you take it out later.
Yep.
Or just leave it in. Ain't gonna hurt nothing.
So this is the that's 2 dash.
You should have two dash wires.
Yeah. 2 alpha and 2 dash. Where is alpha? Where's this
Because
one?
the dash plug is right next. If you remember, it's right next to the CPU. It's covered by the wires going out the back of the car. There's a little tiny little plug right there next to the CPU. There it is.
Oh, I see it.
It's hiding under there. That's for dash. The monitors go in the plug in the far right corner.
Got it. Okay. And we just need to grab a USB-C.
Buck says, I see no lights. Hold your horses. John
Jeez,
says,
Buck.
no commercial for Timex. John Cameron Swayze. All right. Buck
Ah.
says, get the snippers. Oh, boy.
No.
Dash says 7331. He sets his to because he is. Oh. Buck says, Jordan, you knocked Dash over.
I did.
Yeah, he did.
so this plugs in. Oh, don't do that. Very carefully is how this plugs in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to use a little extender. It has a soft connection here at the end.
Your remote still have batteries in it?
Yep.
All right. Make it so the camera can see everything. Buck says use 24 volts. Oh boy.
Stop with the ideas. Okay, we have power. Where is my remote? Remote.
Do you want to center everything up in the camera a little bit?
Yeah.
Your light tech test? Okay.
I am just looking for the instructions. I don't remember what the button presses were.
Oh.
Where are you? Well, one is power.
1 is power, 2 is the dash modes, 3 is kit car, 4 is the scanner on and off.
Yeah. So I don't think my battery pack is wanting to work with this. One sec, hold please.
And don't give it any crappy power. It doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm like currently contending with. I need to get a proper
Like
power
if it's a
situation.
non-PD power USB cable, it doesn't work well.
Yeah.
Flex says he's the idea man. Skull says drum roll. Yes. Don says who let the smoke out? Not yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Don't definitely. I don't want to let the smoke out on this one.
No.
Oh my God, no. I'm gonna grab a different USB cable here real fast. I don't have the. Where are you? I wish I had a C to A, but I just don't. Okay. This is the Mike Lane one, but I don't have an adapter. Sorry, guys. One sec. Where?
Buck says I see no magic smoke or lights. Something must be wrong. Yeah, he doesn't. Somehow he doesn't have a USB cable.
Well, I don't have a way of plugging a C to a. I need an adapter, and I can't find my adapter.
You don't have like a C power jack, power pack, power block, power brick?
I do, but it wasn't wanting to power it for whatever reason. It wasn't taking power. Let's try. Give this a try. Hold on a sec. Let's see. Oh, we had action. Okay.
Yay!
All right. So here's KITT scanner.
Yes.
Powered up for the first time in a while.
You want to turn your lights down a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't hear anything, but that may be. Do you hear something? Maybe your mic's not picking it up.
I don't hear anything right now.
Did you
It
plug?
could be on mute.
Did you plug the speaker in the right port?
I did. It's an S.
Is it plugged in all the way?
Yeah. What's the mute button?
Hold please. Mute is 11.
There we go.
So 1 turns them on and off. 2 cycles through the dash modes.
So he's in pursuit.
Do you have your other wireless mic? Do you want to put them
I
under
do.
there?
Yeah.
Just put it near the rear. I love it.
What was the selection again? 3?
So 2 for dash modes. There you
Hear
go.
that?
A little loud. Pull it away a little bit.
Pull it away a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. There you go. Yeah, so 2 cycles through idle, auto, cruise, and pursuit. 4 turns the scanner on and off. You hold down if you hold down the 4 button, it turns the scanner sound on and off. 2 seconds on the 4 button.
Oh god. Okay. 5.
5
There it is.
cycles through the different scanner modes: idle, cruise, surveillance, hack, and single direction. Nice. 6 is music modes. I don't know how much that going to play.
But I saw him explode. You saw him explode. Phenomena.
Oh god.
I forgot we put all those on your card.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then should be internet radio.
Yeah, did you program it?
Went to whatever 80s station.
I thought we did. I thought we put it to iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, number 6 cycles through the theme music, internet radio, and what's on the SD card. You hold down at 6 for 2 seconds to exit music mode.
There we go. There it is.
Number 7 cycles through headlights, fog lights, headlights and fogs, headlights only. Should turn on all your side markers, your tail lights.
Oh,
Cycle
cool.
Different modes. Nice.
Yes, Devin.
Sweet.
Kit, what's happening?
8 will cycle through interior lights, reverse lights, and brake lights. Well, you don't have your interior lights connected, but
Yep. There's the
8,
reverse lights.
there's the reverse lights.
And there's the brake lights.
Come on. I think we connected those. Maybe we didn't.
Yep. We
Yeah.
did.
9 is presentation mode. That's where it just does a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
10 switches between kit and car.
You may call me Car.
Ah.
Number 3 switches between kit and car.
You need me.
I'm sorry. Number 3 makes you play his speech. So you hit 3,
yeah.
you keep saying things. Number 10 is what switches kit to car.
Michael, I thought I'd never see you again.
Very
He always
cool.
he always says that when he comes back from being car.
Yep.
Never
Yep.
see you again.
And then what does 12 do?
12 just saves the settings if you did any changes with config.
Got it.
So that's it. And then there's obviously, if it's in music mode, you could cycle through tracks and you can turn the volume up and down and things like that.
Very cool.
So all your lights are on. Everything works.
It works. Everything works.
It looks good. If you put it in 9, that's presentation mode. That should just let it do it.
The risk factor is too high.
Great.
So cool.
Nice.
Dude. And the video game sounds.
And the monitors, though, they should update for whatever he's playing.
Yep. Let's go ahead and
The little monitor screens. It's great. The little TVs. Jody says this is totally awesome.
that is so cool. Man,
Awfully quiet.
it is awfully quiet.
Yeah, and then when he talks, it'll sync. He'll say things when the monitors do things. They sync them together. The displays look
Michael,
great.
what's our plan?
Oh, look at that!
What is it, Michael?
And if you shut them down, those will go off in sequence.
Shorthand brutalizes
Yep.
my vocabulary
So
banks.
if you hit the one button, he'll go power down sequence, and everything will go in reverse.
Then
It just glows. Very
the
creepy.
power button glows,
It's very creepy.
and then it also glows up top. Oop,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Then when we power up,
Oh, this is great. I love this part.
You're a power bottom?
I'm not a power bottom.
What?
She said, "Did you say you're a power bottom?"
Hi, Cat.
Power bottom.
Todd said hi. There it is. And I remember the settings. I had it in mute because I had it going, so it's still in mute right now. So
Right.
that's that, dude. Hell yeah!
Very
I love
nice
it.
work.
Hell yeah, dude.
How's that for
Well,
a
that's-
stopping point?
That, dude, wild. Like this is all of a sudden taking on a whole different life now.
Oh, it's off camera.
Oh, God. There it is.
Oh.
There it is. Thanks, Chase. I appreciate that. I actually can build things and do things and not screw them up. Amazing.
Who would have
Well,
thunk?
I've got Todd in the background, his website, you know. There's that. Let's go ahead and get these hubcaps back on real fast. Let's get them locked in. If I can get them to fit. There it is. Come on now. You would think you'd find the hole, but you know. I can't see it, so it can't go in. I literally can't see it, so it can't go in. God.
Wow.
I know. We're doing this.
He can't go by feel. It's just
Dude, it's
he can't
bad.
see it. He can't do it. Okay.
We're doing this. I don't care. Come on now. God. There we go.
Jody says, "Put some hair around it."
I might be able to find it then.
That's gross!
She said spit on it. Oh my God, dude. Dude.
That's what she said.
Oh my God.
Oh God, Eric says it looks great, Jordan.
Thank you. I love
Can't
it.
see it. You better lube it well. Well, he wasn't using his oil religiously like he should.
It's true. It's very true. I tried, but not very hard.
Well,
I
it
don't know
looks
why.
it looks great. I'm glad everything looks like everything was working.
Yeah.
All your LEDs are working.
Perfect. Literally the next part of this build is starting to get the interior put together. So
correct. Yep.
like the engine by this point is technically done, right? And then when we put on the last wheel, that was the last bit of the suspension. And so now it's just literally approaching the halfway part of the build. 55? So this is 110 stages, right? So yeah, 55 is at the halfway point. So getting pretty close. Although it's funny, I'm missing stage 55 and stage 52. So I'm only going to be able to go so much further for the next stream. But, you know, for this one, I really kind of wanted to just stream for a couple weeks as I hadn't been able to build this thing in, well over a year at this point, so it's pretty damn exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For next week, though, I think we're gonna have to have the Razor Crest, the big Razor Crest, the Lego Razor Crest, make its return. Because I got the Light My Bricks kit, finally got that delivered right before I left for Wonderfest. So it's time.
He only had to go out in the middle of the street and get it from her.
She literally parked in the middle of a busy road, like a very busy road. Parked, stopped, ran across the street. Wild, just wild. So, all right. Well, I think that's good for me. I need to go get some food. I'm starving. So otherwise, yeah. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to have something out. It's not going to be the Reliant. It's likely going to be Darth Vader tomorrow, as that's the short.
Started it yet?
What's that?
Have you started it yet?
Oh yeah, I just finished stage number 3.
Oh, there you go.
This was stage number 3 was a lot. Like building this, there was a lot of stuff to do. So I need to do.
Is that a good way to talk about Spaceballs 2?
Oh, Spaceballs 2? Yeah, Spaceballs 2 is coming out. The search for more money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Vader will be out tomorrow, as it is the shortest recording time of anything that I've got recorded. And I know that I just don't have much energy for editing. So I'll likely get Vader out tomorrow. And then the Reliant should be out on Sunday, provided I'm able to get that all edited up as well. So, and then, of course, if I'm able, if work doesn't get in the way, I should be streaming with Hobby Time Modelers on Friday and Sunday, but we shall see.
What's your work look like?
For work itself, I'm scheduled off tomorrow at 7, but that really doesn't mean anything. And then currently I'm off for the weekend. So hoping, fingers crossed, that I shouldn't have to do anything crazy work-wise this weekend. And be able to actually get some time at the bench, because I need to finish the Razor Crest. I need to get it repaired and a bunch of other stuff. And I got a bunch of recording I need to get done. So, huh? What? She's making noise. I don't know. But yeah, as they do. Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that I won't have to do too much crazy work this weekend. So, but that's on the list for me. And otherwise, that's what I got for you guys. Howard, if you're still around, thank you so much for that super chat earlier. You're an amazing human being. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. As for you, Todd, thanks for stopping in and producing and helping me get through all of this. Definitely the wealth of knowledge for you, having already built this model and then tore it down to install the Mike Lane stuff. Definitely appreciated. So thank you so much. And for producing as always. And as for all of you guys, thank you so much for hanging out for 3 hours and 15 minutes or so. I know that there was, that was a good little transition that I just fucked up. I know that there was a million things y'all could have done tonight. Instead, you spent 3 hours and 15 minutes with me watching me build a model, and I think that's pretty damn cool. You guys have any questions or comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. Like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful evening in this beautiful world where we happen to be. And just remember that 2 men can make a difference. Good night, everybody.